On Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Hey, it's gone 6 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African time. Good afternoon and welcome to The Upside. It's a special edition today because it's Day of Reconciliation in South Africa. We'll tell you a bit more about it, but thank you so much for tuning in this lovely Tuesday afternoon with me, Tebogo Lekhuleni, and Mmatsheko Mosito. We're coming to you live from the Auckland Park Studios in Johannesburg, South Africa. Join us on our social media platforms at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. Lovely hair, Mmatsheko Mosito. How you doing?
Hey, don't mock my hairstyle.
I'm not mocking. I love it. It's beautiful.
It's a hairstyle for the host with the most.
It looks lovely. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, because you went like this. I'm like, this one. He's mocking my hairstyle.
No, it looks lovely. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm good. How was your long Naviek?
Yeah. Oh, Naviek.
Naviek.
It was fantastic. It was fantastic. I had a great time. The weather was off on Sunday, though, I tell you that much. Try doing a game drive on a Sunday with the rain falling down, cold, mud splashing everywhere. It was horrible, but we at least saw a couple of animals. But that was exciting. Here's what's more exciting, what's coming up on the upside this afternoon, because we'll be addressing a concern, right? People are using ChatGPT for pretty much everything nowadays, right? You can throw on your bank statement there and say, hey, please help me manage my finances.
That actually does not sound safe.
No, it does. Not really safe, but people do that, right? People do that. But now people have also started consulting regarding their skincare routine. Like ChatGPT, help me get flawless skin like Mmatsheko Mosito. So please guide me on how I can go about doing that. Now,
well, that sounds decent.
Do you trust ChatGPT? ChatGPT is an AI.
No, let me tell you what I've used ChatGPT for. I've used it for health concerns. So I have been battling chronic fatigue. 3 years now? After a long time of sleep deprivation, and I just don't know. I just woke up and I was like 5 times a woman, honey. And I didn't understand because I eat lettuce leaves and that's what I live on. Yeah. So actually, ChatGPT was very helpful in terms of making me understand what adrenal fatigue does to your body, why you look like you were put on an ironing board and ironed and you look flat. I mean, what happened to your muscles? What happened to you? It actually really helps because it taps into medical records. Obviously, this is information that I then take and give to my medical doctor to say, what do you think about testing for 1, 2, and 3? It actually makes a really nice conversation with your medical practitioner.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so I've used it before for medical reasons,
but not for skincare. Have you done it for skincare?
Yeah, but I mean, you could ask for skincare. I have a dry skin. List your symptoms. I would imagine it would be able to help you. I have a dry skin. I live in a certain climate, and you can list the products that you use, and it would be able to come back to you with information that perhaps 1 or 2 tweaks, and if you use it properly, then you can go back to your skincare dermatologist person and have a discussion with him.
Fair enough. And then we'll also be having a conversation about a concert that will be taking place in January in 2026. It's called Sounds of Legends Concert. It will be presented in partnership with the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture in South Africa. It pays tribute to South Africa's musical greats whose voices carried hope during the apartheid era. It's 10 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African time. There's no our normal festivities, Vento Clock, what caught your eye. You're more than welcome to chime in and let us know where you are streaming us from. Our WhatsApp line is +27634069126. Happy day of reconciliation. Happy Tuesday and welcome to The Upside.
Tune in and turn up the volume. This is Channel Africa. This is what memories are made of.
Love don't care who you be, where you there from. Love don't
On
care.
Channel Africa, the African perspective. The Midnight Snack, 12 to 3 a.m.
Muranziwa wa mina. Muranziwa means my love in Xitsonga. So if you're listening to this, just know that you are my love. Yes. You and I are an item. We're dating. We are together. So I love you, baby. Why are you blushing? Why are you blushing? Like, haven't you heard somebody confessing their love to you? I mean, you gotta get used to it now, because I'm gonna tell you this every day, that I love you. I can tell you, there's so many people who are never told they are loved. I come to the studio every Monday, 12 to 3, because I've got an appointment with you. I take you serious. Forget about the other person, right? Moranziwa.
The Midnight Snack, every Monday, 12 to 3 a.m. with Chanduko Ligege. The Upside, live and real.
I can feel the vibe that you give me. Are you with me? You never want me down when you play me. No man, no man, no man, no man. Baby, back it up, no man. You are the one to raise the bar. Baby, back it up.
Love is blinded, but you see me. I can feel the vibe that you give me. Blinded, are you with me? You never want me down when you play me. No man, no man, no man, no man. Baby, back it up, no man. You are the one to raise the bar. Baby, back it up, no man. Yo, I cannot talk about you loosely. You made me stronger than Bruce Lee. When the city try to reduce me, you protect me when it's fishy like sushi. When we're fighting, you don't tell none. I like the way that you address me like a mailman. Meditating like a Shaolin. You endorse this cartel like Baolin. Loving and powerful, you got in soulful. Splitting this bread like we're cutting a lawful. You spoiling a mind and put me in powerful. Then now you're bamukosing like we're getting a callful. Designer from the top to the slippers. Designer inside to the knickers. Lost in this madness. Crazy love full of kindness. Love is blinded, but you see me. I can feel the vibe that you give me. Blinded, are you with me? You never want me down when you play me. No man, no man, no man, no man. Baby, back it up, no man. You are the one to raise the bar. Baby, back it up, no man. I cannot talk about you loosely. You the reason that I'm full speed. When the city try to reduce me, you the fistful of vengeance like 2C. You got me chasing for the long run. I'll be shooting all the shots like a bomb man. Until the day I get to see you in a white dress. Let me count my blessings I get on God bless. Tell me that you're open for some dumplings. Never want you saying we ain't never done things. Wanna take you to places and get to know you well. Just make a short list, mga nyumba ya machanda bell. Loving and powerful, chikwatin in soulful. Leka ninge nemo dani keeping it awful. Lost in this madness. A crazy love full of kindness. Love is blinded, but you see me. I can feel the vibe that you give me. Blinded, are you with me? You never want me down when you play me. No man, no man, no man, no man. Baby, back it up, no man. You are the one to raise the bar. Baby, back it up. Love is blinded, but you see me. I can feel the vibe that you give me. Blinded, are you with me? You never want me down when you play me. No man, no man, no man, no man. Baby, back it up, no man. You are the one to raise the bar. Baby, back it up, no man.
Remember where you got it from. www.djericom.com.
La.
Hey.
Hey, man.
Which one is that one?
Oh, man.
15 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African time. Love is blinded. J Rocks. Do you think love is blind? Mmatsheko Mosito?
No, there's a video. Gosh, I need to find that gentleman. The video was in Xhosa, so let me try and translate it. But he was basically saying, I need to find this video, that a woman has no business loving a man. That's basically what he was saying.
What do you mean?
That it's not your responsibility as a woman to love the man.
What do you mean?
Your job. No, so this is what he says. He's like, that's why that's why you're having so many problems. It's because you have taken it upon yourself to love this man. And there's nothing to love about a man. What you need to do is respect the man, and his job is to love you. Is what he's saying. A man's job is, it's a man's job to love the woman, to provide for the woman, to provide for the children. Man. You have absolutely no business loving on a man, is what he's saying. It's a hilarious video. And there obviously there'd be all sorts of opinions about what he had to say.
Of course.
But just to answer your is love is blind, well, there's the answer.
Didn't really answer the question. Is love blind?
It depends on what gender you are.
It depends on the gender. All right, that's interesting. It's 17 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African time. Welcome to the Tuesday edition of The Upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African perspective, with me, Tebogo Lekhuleni, and Mmatsheko Mosito. How are you doing on this day of reconciliation in South Africa? Still till this day, a lot of people don't know what the day of reconciliation is all about. They just think, it's a holiday. It's not a holiday. We're away from work, and that's all that matters. So just a reminder for those who don't know, it's celebrated on December the 16th in South Africa, and it signifies the nation's commitment to healing the deep wounds of apartheid, fostering unity and building a shared future by renewing relationships, making amends, and addressing historical inequalities. It's a public holiday that brings together diverse cultural histories, encouraging forgiveness, social cohesion, and fighting racism to create a truly inclusive nation for all. So if you didn't know, now you know. But we've got an expert on the line who knows a thing or two about how people go to ChatGPT and AI to get skincare routines, which I don't know. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know.
We're going to find out from a good friend of the show, the founder of Biomedical Emporium, Dr. Judy Pretorius is going to be joining us. Tell you what, let's take a break, and when we come back, we're going to unpack I don't know if there's pros, but the cons of going to ChatGPT to get specific and personal information on skincare. Let's take a break.
Channel Africa sends you joy and good energy. This festive season, share your memories on our socials. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Channel Africa 1.
Africa, voici Abedi.
Oui, c'est moi.
Abedi est un passionné de musique dans l'âme. Il a un goût pour toutes sortes de musique et passe ses journées à écouter Channel Africa.
J'aime beaucoup la musique africaine.
Ok. Devinez quoi? Channel Africa veut aider Abedi et les mélomanes du monde entier à découvrir encore plus de musique incroyable. C'est pourquoi Channel Africa appelle les artistes africains à soumettre leur musique. Chers artistes, n'oubliez pas de nous fournir toutes vos informations pertinentes à l'email adresse musique@channelafrica.co.za. Les soumissions sont votre chance d'être entendues, mais elles ne garantissent pas une playlist. Toutes les soumissions seront soigneusement examinées pour voir si elles répondent aux exigences de notre station. Channel Africa, la perspective africaine.
The Upside, 1 to 4 p.m. Central African Time. With Tebogo Lekhuleni and Mmatsheko Mosito. Only on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
We're 19 minutes into 1 p.m. in Central African Time. So from Dr. Google to Dr. ChatGPT. That's what we're seeing, because in 2025, the habits have seemingly shifted, with millions of people now asking platforms like ChatGPT highly specific and personal skincare questions, treating the platform like a virtual skin coach, if you will. So from sunscreen myths to ingredients confusion, AI has become the go-to place when it comes to really trying to figure out what's happening with one's skin. And we still cannot stress enough the importance of professional guidance. People like Dr. Judy Pretorius, okay, in her capacity as the biomedical scientist, I beg your pardon, and the founder of Biomedical Emporium. She's been on the show before, and she's just been absolutely amazing in terms of being able to answer very complex matters around skincare, unpacking how it all works, what you should be looking out for, how to make your decisions about what routine to follow based on your skincare needs. So she's back on the show with us, and we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about her as a professional and this now ChatGPT that she's got to deal with when her clients come in, and she's now got to fix what has happened to the client because they went to ChatGPT instead of going straight to her. Dr. Judy, a pleasure to have you back on the show. Welcome to Channel Africa.
Thank you for having me, and good day to all the listeners and viewers out there.
Thank you. Why do you think so many people have turned to AI now for skincare advice instead of going to a professional like yourself?
There's the absolute convenience factor, and I'll be honest. Even myself, I every now and again make use of ChatGPT, but it comes with this balancing act. I only make use of ChatGPT, and my advice for other individuals is to make use of ChatGPT or AI only for what I call theoretical projections. So what is a theoretical projection in terms of what skincare product should I use or not use to address a particular concern, whether it being anti-aging, acne, sensitive skin, even hair loss and hair thinning, etc. But at the end of the day, one should, be fully aware of the fact that the human skin is as unique as your fingerprint. It's as unique as your signature. We are such unique human beings, and because of the fact that there's this uniqueness, that even though there's a wonderful tool now, ChatGPT, that provides you with good theory background, from a practical point of view, you will still be able to make what I call monetary mistakes. In other words, you will buy certain skincare products based on what a robot or a computer tells you, and it's not necessarily going to be the perfect fit for your skin. So it's not going to be a bespoke skin modality or treatment or product that's really going to, provide a biological or therapeutic response for your skin. So I think, everything in the world should be used with balance. Make use of ChatGPT for some additional backing information, but don't use ChatGPT as the be-all, end-all, because I would say you're going to make a mistake and you're probably just going to waste money.
Doctor, let's talk about some of the myths that, people like myself and Mmatsheko using ChatGPT have found on ChatGPT as advice on how we can go about correcting our skincare routine and perhaps correct it. What have been some of the things that your patients have come to you about and said, listen, ChatGPT said I must do A, B, C, and D, and you said, no, it's a myth. That's theory. In practice, it's not good for you. What are some of those myths that you can unpack for us?
Some of the biggest myths would definitely be the caveman skincare. And caveman skincare is absolutely doing nothing with your skin. So you can get both poles here. It's quite a polarized scenario. Caveman skincare is where ChatGPT would advise you to, literally do nothing. Don't even wash your face. Don't even apply a serum or a moisturizer. Just go all bare. kernel into, the world out there. And then on the flip side, you will get some advice where a ChatGPT would give you some step-by-step protocols to follow with maybe even 7 products in a row to layer on top of each other, both in the morning and in the evening. So whether it's caveman skincare, which is basically absolutely nothing, making your skin all vulnerable and sending it out in the world with the pollution and the UVA and UVB rays and even the blue rays that emits from our computer screens and laptops and cell phones, up until such point where you basically have to wear 7 products per skincare routine. So that's definitely one of the biggest myths that I've come across. Another myth is that you only need a skincare routine once per day and not twice per day, which I totally disagree with. You can even sleep with some of your makeup on. It's basically giving people advice not to brush their teeth anymore.
Yeah, we've got to be really careful. I think that's where we're getting at here. We're still in conversation with biomedical scientist and Biomedical Emporium founder, Dr. Judy Pretorius, who joins us on the line. Another big one, Doc, is sunscreen. Sunscreen is one of the most searched topics online. What do people still get wrong when it comes to SPF and the reapplication thereof?
One of the biggest things that people get wrong is the fact that, today's an overcast day, it's a cloudy day, it's not necessary for me to apply any sunscreen, or, it's winter, we don't need to apply any sunscreen, or even, I have an office job, why do I need to apply sunscreen if I'm going to be indoors all the time? So to answer that question is that yes, during summertime, the UV index is usually higher in comparison to what it is in the winter. But we are still exposed to UVA and a little bit of UVB rays. And whether it doesn't matter which skin tone and type you have, whether you're a lighter skin tone and type or a darker skin tone and type, your skin demands protection. It demands protection. And also, we as humans built a brand new UV light that's a heavy pollutant to our skin, and this is typically what I've just mentioned. Show me the amount of people who's not addicted to their cell phones. I mean, we are addicted to our cell phones. We check our cell phone screens all the time. We sit in front of computer screens all day, and it emits blue rays, and this is a form of a pollutant to our skin. So not only do we need sunscreen to protect our skin against the UV rays outside, but also to the UV rays inside. I mean, what's the last thing that you do at nighttime before you go to bed? You go on your cell phone. And that's why people actually need to wear sunscreen even at nighttime. This is how intense it gets. But my advice to people is, if you are going to have an outdoor day, now with the festive season, people go for beach holidays and pool holidays, etc., then I would typically advise a reapplication of sunscreen every 2 to 3 hours.
Doc, let's talk about dark spots and pigmentation, or hyperpigmentation rather. These are some common concerns, and we generally want to know what ingredients will help us be consistent and get the best out of our skin, and which ones are overrated that perhaps ChatGPT is offering as a solution.
Well, what I like to tell people, sunspots or dark spots are usually caused by some form of an irritant. And an irritant can typically be the sun rays, UVB rays, or even applying products that's not at the correct pH. So your human skin pH is at pH 5 to 5.5. So anything outside that spec can give you dark spots. And then also products that contain a lot of fragrances, dyes, and artificial colorants. So how to address this concerns? We have to look at the cell that produces pigment, melanin, and the cell's name is melanocytes. So we need to find ingredients that's totally going to inhibit this cell in the skin to produce this melanin. And we typically refer to it, big words, tyrosinase inhibitors, but it's ingredients that literally going to stop the production of this melanin that causes these dark spots in the first place. And some of the most popular ingredients out there is without a doubt vitamin C, because it brightens the skin. It's without a doubt retinol because it helps with cellular resurfacing. It's also niacinamide, which is known as vitamin B3, and a big one is ellagic acid. There are many others like glutathione and tranexamic acid, but one of the top ones that I personally like is retinol, vitamin C, and niacinamide. So people, if they want to get rid of their dark spots, they can find products and look at the ingredients at the back that typically contain these 3 ingredients.
Okay, wonderful. I think the point of this conversation is not to shame you for using AI. You're a grown person, do what you must, but also to highlight the importance of a professional skin assessment, which will benefit you and go a long way compared to, just consulting on AI platforms. So, Doc, very quickly, where can we go? Should we look for a professional skin assessment?
Well, if individuals would like one of our stockists nationwide to do an analysis for them, they can go on our website, biomedicalemporium.com. We have all the stockists listed there, and they will be happy to hear all of your AI feedback that you got, and then you can just compare some of the answers to really get that optimal result.
Okay, awesome stuff. Thank you so much, Dr. Judy Pretorius, who is a Biomedical Emporium founder and a biomedical scientist, joining us on the line. It's 1:30. Let's check in with the sports.
Get the news, music, and lifestyle of Africa on Channel Africa, the African perspective. Sports on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
It's a very good morning, afternoon from the sports desk. I am Mosibu Dimakura with your latest sports news at the Sawa. So in exactly 5 days, Africa's greatest event, the Total Energies CAF Africa Cup of Nations tournament in 2025 in Morocco, will kick off in Rabat with a Group A clash between the hosts Morocco and the Comoros Island. That is set to start a 4-week race to the title. The match will kick off at 9 p.m. Central African time and will be watched by the sold-out crowd at the Prince Mullah Abdallah Stadium. Excitement is building up this week as the host nation opens the 35th edition of the tournament, the first time the country has staged the Total Energies AFCON in 37 years. Now, the CAF General Secretary Vernon Mosengo Omba says Morocco has provided world-class infrastructure not only for African footballers but for also the supporters from across the continent and beyond. This year's edition is expected to surpass the historic success of the 2023 tournament in Côte d'Ivoire, which recorded more than 1.5 billion global TV viewers, as well as 2.4 billion digital streams, setting new benchmarks for African football visibility. Well, Hugo Bruce, the coach of the South African men's national football team Bafana Bafana, will use today's send-off match against Ghana's locally based squad to assess fringe players ahead of AFCON. Now, speaking at the High Performance Centre in Pretoria, Bruce said limited preparation time means opportunities will be given to players such as Thabang Mathuludi as he fine-tunes his squad. South Africa will open their Group B campaign against Angola in Marrakesh next week, Monday.
I think I can give the opportunity to players who didn't play till now with Bafana or didn't play so much. I think, for example, at Mathuludi. I think we can give him the chance tomorrow to play with that team and to adapt a little bit at the way of playing. I said it's a training game, not a selection game, but at the other side I want to win it. So don't think that we take the game for laugh tomorrow.
Now, Bruce has also confirmed that Romanian-based defender Siyabonga Ngezana has joined camp. The remaining overseas players, the likes of Lyle Foster, Sean Campbell, as well as Siphelelo Setole, are expected to link up with the squad on Thursday once the team arrives in Marrakesh. It means South Africa's full squad will only assemble a few days before the start of the AFCON. Right, so apologies, we don't have that sound at this current moment. We'll move on to some tennis news now. The ATP will introduce a new extreme heat rule from the 2026 season, which will also allow players now on the men's tour to take a 10-minute cooling break during the best of 3 sets single matches. The rule is similar to what the WTA, which governs women's professional tennis, brought in more than 30 years ago to protect players in the heat. Now, at the Shanghai Masters in October, temperatures were quite high at 34 degrees Celsius, humidity at 80% in the daytime. And after the world number 15, Jorge Rune needed medical treatment during his third round match. In a statement, the ATP said the policy now was for strengthening protections for players competing in extreme conditions. The new rule is based on the wet bulb globe temperature, which measures heat stress in direct sunlight. It also involves observing temperature, humidity, wind speed, sun angle, as well as cloud cover. And finally, Portugal will return to the Formula One calendar in 2027 and in 2028. The race will be held at the Algarve International Circuit near Portimão, which held 2 Grand Prix races during the global COVID-19 pandemic back in 2020 and in 2021. Portugal will effectively be a replacement for the Dutch Grand Prix, which will be held at the Zandvoort for the very last time next year. Portimão is a 2.89-mile track that sweeps over hilly terrain and is highly regarded for its driving challenge. It has a rural location north of the coast and also a reputation for problematic access. And that concludes your sports news this hour. For any sports stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +27 11714 4459. I'm back with more sports news in the next hour. For Channel Africa Sport, I am Mosito Makura.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective. The Morning Switch Weekend with the Shy Guy.
There's a Ugandan lawmaker. His name is Atkins Katusabe, who speaks with an American accent in Parliament. So the parliamentarians have complained that we don't understand what you are saying.
Listen to him.
Come on.
Mr. Speaker, I think this is a disaster that could cause an extinction of our entire community. Going to procedure.
Mr. Speaker, the English that is trying to put this matter here is confusing a number of us and making us miss very serious issue. It needs to speak the common English of Uganda. The English is too much.
Need a piece of paper so that we'll be able to read. The English is too much. I picture him saying order, out of order.
Saturday and Sunday mornings, long to the Morning Switch, 3 to 6 a.m. Central African Time.
37 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African Time. It's now time for us to get the latest business news.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Thank you, Tebogo. Good afternoon. The National Union of Mine Workers, NUM, in South Africa has rejected Eskom's unbundling strategy, stating that it opposes the privatization of the energy sector. Last week, Electricity and Energy Minister Dr. Hosiyentsho Ramokgopa approved Eskom's revised unbundling strategy, which aims to create more competitive electricity market in South Africa. In a statement, Eskom announced that Ramokgopa approved the board-endorsed structure for a separate utility comprising a new holding company and 4 subsidiaries. The NUM's energy sector coordinator, Kangela Baloi.
We view this as a neoliberal project that is designed to dismantle a very important state asset into 4 entities. And when you check the definition of unbundling, it is defined as separating an entity or a company into smaller pieces as a preparation for privatization. And when you privatize the market of Eskom, you actually slowly reducing the revenue of Eskom, and you are actually reducing its profitability.
There are strong views that Starlink could be closer to launching in South Africa following a directive by Communications Minister Solly Malatsi to the telecoms regulator to review its local ownership rules. Malatsi issued the directive to the Independent Communications Authority of South Africa last week. It could pave the way for Elon Musk's SpaceX and other satellite internet companies to operate in South Africa without meeting the 30% local black ownership requirement. Malatsi has responded to the criticism, saying that people aren't genuinely concerned about the policy, but instead using outrage to slow down progress.
In May this year, we issued a policy directive that sought to harmonize regulations between both the provisions of the BBBE Act and also the regulations that were issued by the Independent Communications Authority in 2021, which resulted in a limitation that we believe should not have happened, where it limited the provisions to empowerment to only ownership.
Still in South Africa, the Limpopo Tourism Agency says its efforts to attract tourists are beginning to bear fruit. The CEO, Moses Ngobeni, says they have seen an increase in the number of tourists visiting various parts of the province this festive season. The areas include the prime tourism area Hoedspruit. Ngobeni says the new direct flight between Hoedspruit and Cape Town is an advantage.
There are tourists who are coming from overseas landing in Cape Town. They have that easy access into the wildlife haven of South Africa, which is this place, Maruleng. It helps people to access this place, and it's so easy, for people to fly 2 hours, from Cape Town. You are in Limpopo, you can go to Kruger National Park, you can go to Mahuba's Kloof, to the Fufu slides or the canopy tours. You can do anything. From Palabura Gate of the Kruger is not far from here. And that's where, in the whole of Kruger, if you want to see or experience the Elephant Museum, you come to Letawa Camp through the Palabura Gate.
China has dramatically reduced tariffs on European Union pork imports worth over $2 billion in the final ruling of an anti-dumping investigation, widely seen as a response to the bloc's duties on Chinese electric vehicles. China will also impose tariffs of between 4.9% and 19.8% on pork imports from the bloc for a 5-year period starting on Wednesday. That is a partial reprieve for European producers who rely heavily on the Chinese market for offal exports. As the European Union has looked to push car makers towards electric vehicles, sales of EVs across the continent have been uneven, skewed more to northern and western countries, while nations further south and east have tended to lag. The EU is now easing emissions targets for 2035 amid strong pushback from the industry, which says EV demand has picked up more slowly than expected, and it needs more time to make the shift from combustion engines. In Norway, EV sales hit 94% of total car sales in the first 7 months of 2025. Now let's have a look at financial indicators this afternoon. $1 in Nigeria is trading at 1,000 Naira 451, Botswana 13 Pula 51, Kenya the dollar is 128 shilling 40, Zambia 23 kwacha 01. BRICS countries, $1 in Brazil is at 5 real 42, in Russia 80 rubles 2, India 90 rupee 53, China 71.05, South Africa 16 rand 87 cents. $1 is 75 pence to the British pound, 85 to the euro. Commodities: gold is trading at $4,344, platinum at $1,744 per ounce. The price of Brent crude oil at $61.39 a barrel. That is all for now. I'll be back at 14:40 with another update.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective. Keep Africa in your hands. Connect to our website for all your news, sports, and cultural updates. channelafrica.co.za. As 2025 draws to a close, we pause to honor the spirits that connect us. The festive season reminds us of what truly matters: family, community, and unity. No matter where you gather or reflect, Channel Africa is with you. Bring your stories and voices that are shaped by the African perspective.
Something significant happened on this day. Asanda, you were a baby, I'm sure. I'm not even sure if you were born. No, you were a baby, yeah.
Yoga. Mmatsheko is still trying to convince me.
No, I've done that already, and you're going to come now on the journey.
I will try.
From all of us to all of you, may your season be safe and peaceful. Channel Africa, the African perspective. No fairy tales, just the facts and the music you love on Channel Africa.
I don't wanna cheat on you. Everyday temptation, baby, yo. I just wanna kiss on you. I just wanna kiss on you. I don't wanna cheat on you. Everyday temptation, baby, yo. I just wanna spend on you. Come here, make I spend on you. Oh Lord, don't let me cheat on my woman, no, no. I try, you know, say I try. Don't let me cheat on my woman, no, no. I try, yeah. Look at that face, look at that bum, look at that waist. What a bum, baby, my taste. What a bum, baby, my grace. Look at that face, look at that bum, look at that waist. What a bum, baby, my taste. What a bum, baby, my grace. It's amazing. Tell me what a man go do. Everybody want a piece of me. Tell me what a man go do. It's amazing. Tell me what a man go do. Everybody want a piece of me. Tell me what a man go do.
Say they love me scatter. I know you see this back and I will make you never want another woman. Cause I be crossing the border. Give you my love on a platter. What I'm in chair, mera energy. I won't pass out to me, I enjoy me. Oh, yeah, I miss your media. Magical. Da bena, oh, beba. Donna, da bena, oh, beba. Da bena, oh, beba. Donna, da bena, oh,
look at that face, look at that bum, look at that waist. What a bum, baby, my taste. What a bum, baby, my grace. Look at that face, look at that bum, look at that waist. What a bum, baby, my taste. What a bum, baby, my grace. I can't know one thing, yeah, me shake me. Yeah, na makatemi. Oh, I can't know one thing, I'm a banana, miss, yeah. Lord, I love my woman. I love my woman. I don't want to look another woman. Oh, I love my baby. Oh, I love my woman. I love my woman. I don't want to look another woman. Oh, I love my baby. Look at that face. Look at that bum, look at that waist. What a bum, baby, my taste. What a bum, baby, my grace. Look at that face. Look at that bum, look at that waist. What a bum, baby, my taste.
No interruptions, just the music you love on Channel Africa.
Les gens me disent, les gens me oisent, et c'est ma bitch, et je suis son gars. On est dans le Nag, la capitale. On m'appanne, oh on m'appanne. On est dans le Vouga, on fait du sale. Avant le Thomas, c'est d'abord le DAG. Y'a plus des sous, dans la capitale. Je ferai mes sous. Chérie, quoi qu'ils disent, t'es ma woman. En vrai, ils ont tort de dire qu'on sait pas où on va. Bébé, si je te plais, s'il te plaît, ne m'affiche pas. Je mène ma vie un peu comme celle d'un ninja. Ah, je suis choqué, tu me disais, viens on va lever. Coupé, ça n'a pas collé. Ok, à mon bébé. Oh oh, là je suis choqué, tu me disais, viens on va lever. Coupé, ça n'a pas collé. Ok, à mon bébé. Satanana, en vrai que t'es une satanana. Je suis amoureux d'une satanana. Toutes les femmes sont des satanana. Satanana, satanana. Et on vrai que t'es une satanana. Je suis amoureux d'une satanana. Est-ce que toutes les femmes sont des satanana? Satanana. Hey.
Pas de panique, j'étais là avec mes amis. Toi tu dis que je suis ta satana. Je t'ai vu avec Mélanie. Fais un effort, tu sais je t'aime encore. La nuit je dors pas, le soir je pense à toi. Reprends ton sac Chanel, ton amour je n'en veux plus. Reprends ton sac Chanel, chérie tu m'as déçu. Toi tu dis que je suis ta woman, t'arrêtes pas de me faire du mal. Toi tu dis que je suis ta woman, mais j'ai si mal au final.
Là je suis choqué, tu me disais viens on va lever. Coupé, ça n'a pas collé. Ok à mon bébé, oh oh. Là je suis choqué, tu me disais viens on va lever. Coupé, ça n'a pas collé. Ok à mon bébé, oh oh. Satanana, en vrai que t'es une satanana. Je suis amoureux d'une satanana. Toutes les femmes sont des satanana. Satanana, satanana. Et en vrai que t'es une satanana. Je suis amoureux d'une satanana. Est-ce que toutes les femmes sont des satanana? Satanana. Hey. Ramzi Tanti 36 et nous copé.
10 minutes before 2 p.m. Central African Time. The name of that song, Satanana, by who was on that track? We had Iboloko. Okay, no, it was not. The name of the song was Iboloko. Iboloko. Okay, that's it. Say it properly. Iboloko by Santanana featuring Dre A. And before that, we had Cheat on You by Kiddy featuring Jackie. Right, it's 9 minutes now before 2 p.m. Central African Time. Welcome to The Upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African perspective, with me, Tebogo Lekhuleni, and Mmatsheko Mosito. Let's take a quick breather. When we get back, it's time for Vent O'Clock. What do you want to get off your chest?
Unwinding with Africa's holiday rhythms. Rejoice with Channel Africa, the African perspective. Africa. It's time to plug into the heartbeat of the continent. Tune in to Channel Africa, your go-to radio station that broadcasts in 5 different languages.
L'Afrique du Sud célèbre la journée nationale du
Kabla hujaitwa kwa jina la Double K
or more of our forests have been destroyed.
Tamo ndi
Partido Africano da Independência da Guiné.
See, Channel Africa represents every corner of this amazing land. From Lagos to Cape Town, Nairobi to Dakar, we've got you covered with the freshest news, music, and cultures. So, turn up the volume, feel the rhythm. Enjoy the conversation. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Tebogo and Mmatsheko from the upside.
It's 8 minutes now before 2 p.m. Central African Time. Join us on our social media platforms at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. Let us know where you're streaming us from. Our WhatsApp line is +2763 406 9126. And do us a favor, download our brand new Channel Africa app so you can take us with you wherever you go on your Android or your iOS device. It's time for Vent O'Clock. What do you want to get off your chest? Citizenship. Citizenship.
And he clears his throat there afterwards.
Yeah. Citizenship is what I want to talk about. You know, being a citizen for any country is a privilege, right? Because it comes with certain, rights, right? Benefits, protection. So we don't take being, citizenship lightly. And that's why people frown upon people getting into a country illegally, because you don't have the protection that you would have if you're a citizen or you came through legal means, right? But I also want to talk about how is it, the George Orwell book, Animal Farm. All animals are equal, but some are more equal than others, or something like that. Why is it that citizenship is up for grabs. It's such an easy thing to sell. Let me give you context. There's a name by the there's an athlete by the name of Tebogo from Botswana, right? He's done fantastic things over the years, on the track and field, space. He's broken records. He's won medals for Botswana, Olympic. Hey, fantastic. How is it that when you do such great things, you can have countries come to you and say, please come and be a part of our country. Please change your citizenship and come to us. There are people who fight for years just to get citizenship in these countries. I'll list some of the countries that he was invited to. But because he did a great thing on the sports field, they said, no, come. So that qualifies you. Doing something great qualifies you to go to another country, or another country to invite you to go and live it. Is that a fair thing?
Listen, I don't know about fairness, but the society and the world as we know it, titles matter. Titles are everything. They come with respect, they come with security, they come with a sense of belonging, and they come with perks. And those perks can be, you will lay red carpets at your feet, whatever you want. We can feed you grapes and fan you with green leaves, and you can have whatever you want. That's what titles come with in society.
Qatar, Abu Dhabi, and Tunisia. They're the countries that said, hey, we like what you do. You're a great sportsman. Please come and represent us. Huh?
Yeah.
The thing is, it's not an automatic thing, though. You don't just go there. He would have had to stay a period of about 4 years without competing on an international competition, so that the transition and the paperwork and all these things can be done properly. Then only he would compete. He said he's rejected quite a few of them because, I can't now. What must happen now? Now I can't compete. I must stay away from the sport that I love. 4 years is a long time in athletics terms. And as an athlete, 4 years is a long time because you have to go back to routine, fitness-wise, blah, blah. 4 years is a long time. And it's like he hasn't received an offer yet that made him say, I will go. Because if they're going to say, come to our country, they would have to also take care of you for that 4 year period, because you're not going to be getting an income because you won't be allowed to compete internationally.
Right.
But this thing of citizenship being, it's cheap, man. Just do something great. Mosito, do something great.
No, that's not cheap. Doing something great is not cheap.
Poland or what other country that you're going to come to and say, Mmatsheko, please come to our country. Would you accept it, though? If you did something great, would you consider going to another country?
Well, I don't know. I guess I would have to have a title to have those perks.
But would you?
A real title. I don't know.
Hypothetically.
I have absolutely
Would
no
you
idea.
leave South Africa?
Hey. You would have to convince me very hard.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Yeah, but anyway, that didn't really catch my eye, but that's what I wanted to vent about, that the cost of citizenship. Do something great and people will just want you to go and live in their countries. As simple as that. What do you want to get off your chest?
Listen, it's Reconciliation Day, so mine is really, it's to vent on behalf of people that leave leadership spaces, but also a call for you to think about it. Let's think about what actually happens to people when they leave leadership. Because it's very easy for us to sit wherever we're sitting and complain about how these leaders are hogging leadership positions until they are between 90 and death, basically. Sitting there leading. But have we actually taken the time to think about, as a society, have we created spaces for, people that are in retirement age to have fallbacks? Do we have those places? And this is actually a thought that was inspired by a video I saw. It was a snippet, obviously, that I found on Instagram.
Okay.
Where Michelle Obama was talking about what actually happens to people that are now old enough to get out of the way so that younger voices come in, fresh energy can come into spaces, creating room for new ideas. But then what must happen to the elderly people? Do we just put them in an older age home and forget they ever contributed? Just the applause has faded. The phone has stopped ringing. They are now just waiting to die. That's not fair. So I thought that's actually a very good thought, because we do want to create space, because it doesn't mean that because you're older that there's nothing to you. It just means that you have now shifted into a different space where you can impact differently. Yes. But I don't feel like society has created room for us to, and I remember I had a similar conversation with Tito Mboweni several years ago, and we were talking about his farming pursuits, and how he's created opportunity for himself, because he knew he's not going to be the rock star in the Reserve Bank forever. Somebody else is going to come in and take over. So have we thought about that? Have we thought about the respect that comes with people that have been of service, and giving them a space, or rather dignified exits out of leadership positions? Just something to think about.
It's 2 p.m. Central African Time. What do you want to get off your chest? Let us know. +27634069126. We've entered the second hour, the golden hour of the Upside. Before we tell you what's coming up, let's get the latest news.
Get Channel Africa on DSTV Audio Bouquet. Channel 802. SABC News. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Tebogo, and good afternoon. Top stories this hour. UN warns of grave impact of corruption, and a scam network exploiting cancer children has been exposed. Starting off with this story. The United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres has issued a strong warning against corruption, describing it as a destructive force that is costing lives, deepening inequality and damaging the planet. He was speaking at the 11th session of the Conference of State Parties to the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, UNCAC, underway in Doha, Qatar. The UN Anti-Corruption Conference, also known as the COP11, is the world's largest international gathering dedicated to combating corruption and serves as the main policy-making body to the convention. Guterres says corruption is not a victimless crime.
Corruption is not a victimless crime. It fuels conflicts, entrenches inequalities, and drains the resources needed to protect people and planet. Every dollar lost to economic crime is a dollar stolen from those striving for a better future. This conference is about shaping tomorrow's integrity, because in our rapidly evolving world, corruption is evolving too.
And the M23 rebel group that's fighting government forces in the Democratic Republic of Congo says it's agreed to withdraw from the key city of Uriva at the request of the United States. The Rwandan-backed militia had seized the city last week. The BBC's Jacob Evans reports.
The spokesperson of South Kivu province says civilians were shot dead and died in bombings during a recent battle in eastern DRC between M23 rebels and Congolese forces. The fighting has displaced more than 200,000 people. The M23 rebels are now in control of the strategic city of Uvira on the border with Burundi. They marched into the city on Wednesday without facing any resistance. The DRC army says its troops made a tactical retreat to avoid civilian casualties.
And travellers are advised to exercise caution in high-risk areas, with Canada specifically urging heightened awareness for South Africa, Tanzania, Senegal and Morocco. Additionally, Canadian citizens are advised to avoid travel to the Central African Republic, Syria, Iran, Libya, Iraq and Ukraine. Security analyst Andy Mashaili.
Do a security profile of the country. Do a threat risk analysis or assessment. And then from there, you can then begin to plan where you are going and for how long. And should there be an emergency, how will your security and personal safety be guaranteed by yourselves or the people in the area or the area itself, in terms of your escape routes, in terms of the people in those communities cooperating with law enforcement agencies.
And a group of Afrikaners is holding a separate commemoration at the Blood River Monument. This as South Africa's national government marks the Day of Reconciliation at the Ncome Museum in the Umzinyati district in KwaZulu-Natal. The Afrikaner group observes the day as the Day of Vow to commemorate what is known as the Battle of Blood River, which was fought between the Amazulu regiments and the Voortrekker Boers in 1838. The monument consists of 64 replica Voortrekkers wagons cast in bronze and situated just as they were on the day of the famous battle. Over the years, there have been calls for the two events to be merged, with critics arguing that separate events reinforce racial and cultural divisions. Billy Miller from the Blood River Monument.
You know what, anything is possible. At the end of the day, this is, like I said, a Sabbath day to us. So anyone and everyone is invited to come and celebrate God and obviously give thanks to Him.
And a BBC investigation has found that an international network of scammers has exploited children with cancer to run fraudulent fundraising campaigns. The children were filmed in distressing circumstances, made to cry and beg for their lives. The families were then paid a small amount but received none of the money raised from the donations. The BBC's Sime Gial also reports.
In Colombia, Ukraine, the Philippines, parents described a similar story. Local recruiters claiming to represent foreign sponsors offered to set up an online fundraising campaign in their child's name. The children were then filmed to help encourage donations. The parents said this was traumatic. The children had their heads shaved, were made to cry and told to beg for their lives. The family said they were paid a small amount on the day but didn't receive any of the donations raised. BBC Eye has identified a key figure in the network, Erez Hadari, an Israeli man living in Canada. He didn't respond to the allegations.
A recap of your top story. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has warned that corruption is a destructive force leading to loss of life, increased inequality and environmental damage. For any news stories you'd like to share with us, please send an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +2711 714 4459. For Channel Africa News, I am Matapela Mahape.
SABC News. The African Perspective. The afternoon conversations continue on The Upside. Lifestyle, culture, and global changes. Right here on Channel Africa, The African Perspective.
It's gone 7 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African Time. Welcome to the golden hour of The Upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, The African Perspective, with me, Tebogo, Lekhuleni, and Mmatsheko Mosito. Still coming to you live from the Auckland Park studio in Johannesburg, South Africa. Happy Tuesday, happy day of reconciliation if you are in South Africa. Join us on our social media platforms at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok, where we are streaming live. And check out our brand new Channel Africa app so you can take us with you wherever you go. Here comes the golden hour. On the other side of the golden hour, we'll have What Caught Your Eye. But first, we have a conversation about a concert honoring legends. Mmatsheko Mosito, your kind of conversation.
It is festive season, but it's also festival season, okay? And that's why we're going to be talking about Sounds of Legends concert as it travels in several parts of South Africa. So the city of Johannesburg, the city of eThekwini or Durban, and then it's going to be heading to Mpumalanga come January of 2026. This is a beautiful get-together that is led by a quite a legend we know as Sbu Amaloya. He is heading this one, and it is all in partnership with the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, and that's what we're going to be discussing. We're going to look at what Sounds of Legends it's all about, some of the big names that are going to be acknowledged, like Letambulu, like Brenda Fassie, like Sipho Hostix Mabuse, some really big voices that were part of, really bringing South Africa up during the years of segregation to where we are today. And a lot of their music still reverberates to this time. So we're going to speak to Sbu Maloya himself in the flesh. He will be on the line with us, and we're going to talk about Sounds of Legends concert.
Your afternoons just got even better, fresh and exciting. The Upside, hooking you up with today's news from an African perspective. Got something to say? Are you passionate about issues that matter? Do you have a voice that deserves to be heard? Well, we've got the perfect platform for you. Call in or drop us a WhatsApp on +27 63 406 9126, and we will call you back so you could have your say and be part of the conversation.
30 years of age. I just turned 30 on the 15th of November. So that's who I am,
It's not just talk, it's your chance to air your views, share your opinion, engage with a community that values your perspective. Follow us on our social media. Visit our website at www.channelafrica.co.za and get ready to share your views on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Siyabangena manje. Vito Jablan Kolele Imakota. Jablan is a young man from Giyani in Limpopo in South Africa. Very easy guy, taking things easy. To know me is to know that I love what I do. Crazy about it. So when you hear me on radio, expect the best. Expect great music. Expect great content. Expect 180 minutes of nothing but fun. You'll find me on the morning reset, 3 to 6 a.m., Monday to Friday. Siyabangena baba. Ay. Mbuleke.
Conversations are happening, and Channel Africa is at the heart of them. We tell the African story with clarity, pride, and purpose, reaching audiences that matter to your brand. Partner with us and connect your business with listeners across borders in multiple languages and markets. For partnership opportunities, sponsorship, or sales, email us at partnership@channelafrica.co.za. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Tebogo and Mmatsheko on the Upside.
ingakhohlwa kuwe khehla lami ngiyanibonga
"16 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African Time." Quite a legend. Sbu Maloya. The name of the song. Ngiyababonga. Nostalgic. Breath of fresh air in this era of amapiano and do. That is music.
No, totally. I hear you.
Didn't that take you back, man? Give you that nostalgic feel, the jazz in the beginning, eh?
Really, I'm so proud of Sbu Maloya. We know him to be, the Kwaito guy, but here he is giving us wonderful music that tributes those that came before him. Mam Tunokwe says this all the time, that our music is not about the here and now. It's about the forebearers, the people that came before, that need to be acknowledged, because we don't look at music in those terms. And listening to that song, you don't even have to question the region. You can already tell Southern Africa with the instrumentation, and how's that call and response? Hey man, too beautiful for words. Absolutely stunning.
We're about to have a chat with him because there's a concert, a Legends concert that will be taking place next year in January 2026. Now, this festive season, music lovers are being invited to come together for a powerful celebration of heritage and timeless sound as the Sounds of Legends concert makes its way to Johannesburg, Durban and Mpumalanga as well. Johannesburg and Durban this December before heading to Mpumalanga in January 2026. It'll be led by Kwaito icon Sbu Maloya. The concert coincides with the release of his deeply personal album Mgazi, offering audiences a rare moment to hear him reflect on where his journey began and the music that shaped his life today. presented in partnership with the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture in South Africa. Sounds of Legends pays tribute to South Africa's musical greats whose voices carried hope through the apartheid era, with performances honoring legends like Brenda Fassie, Lethambulu, and Sipho Hotsticks Mabuse. Alongside original hits, the concert promises an evening of remembrance, pride, and shared musical heritage. He now joins us on the line. Smooth, thank you so much for your time. Welcome to The Upside. How are you doing? Oh, I think we just lost him there, but we'll work on getting him on the line. Quite a legend about to tell us about. But those names, Mabri. We have Lethambulu, Hotsticks. Take us to that time of music.
Me?
Mmatsheko. I love how you look. I love how you looked at me there.
Take you where?
I'm sorry. Take us back, Mmatsheko, to that time. Tell us South Africa in a context and the music we were listening to at the time and how these people shaped and gave us pride and joy and hope during that time.
No, but you know what the thing is for me when you mention those names is I cannot imagine a jazz concert or a jazz stage without them. Life has just never been the same without the late greats like Brenda Fassie, like Phiri, for example, Mmaseko. I mean, you cannot imagine any kind of authentic, rich, sincere concert that celebrates a merging of different cultures and tribes in South Africa without having those names on stage. But be that as it may, we're grateful to still have living legends like Dr. Lethambulu, like
Sipho
Hotsticks Mabuse, Dr. Kaifa Simiya and the likes, which are, they are our libraries. They are the ones that are holding all this wonderful knowledge that comes to in the music together. But yes, to talk about what it was like back then, when I was born in 1947, those were very difficult times to be born in, but we're very grateful that there were songs that represented us, whether it was the music of the migrants that was put together by Mmaseko, or the music of the people as put together by the band of the people, Bosankomota and Stimela. Listen, that music has carried black bloodlines. There are actually no words. There is no spiritual language for what happened there.
There are no words. The genius. Too many. It's 21 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African time. We will get Sbu Maloya on the line and have a conversation with him about the upcoming concert. So don't go anywhere. If you're a fan, I'd like to send a shout out to him and say hi to him. +27 63 406 9126 is the WhatsApp line.
Cheers to rest and renewal. Festive African greetings from Channel Africa. Go on, download the Channel Africa app.
Parlez-vous couramment le français? Êtes-vous passionné par la radio? Et êtes-vous qualifié pour travailler en Afrique du Sud? Envoyez-nous votre CV et votre 3 minutes démo en MP3 à @channelafrica.co.za pour avoir une chance de rejoindre la famille Channel Africa. Si vous n'avez pas de réponse après 14 jours, cela signifie que vous n'avez pas été retenu. Channel Africa, la perspective africaine.
Darubini ya Afrika na I am Henry Shakif.
Katika kutazama mwili wa aliyekuwa waziri mkuu wa Kenya Raila Odinga baada ya kuwasili kutoka nchini India. Kwa nini tukio hili limetokea?
Tokea mwendo wa asubuhi kulikuwa na mipango ambayo ilikuwa imeweza kuwekwa kabambe kwamba mwenda zake Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga mwili wake utapofika katika uwanja wa ndege ungeweza kupokelewa na rais, lakini kule kukakuwa na wananchi ambao walikuwa wengi zaidi ambao walivunja kingo na kuingia katika uwanja wa ndege.
Umati mkubwa wa watu umekuwa kimlilia toka taarifa zake za kufariki hayati Raila Odinga. Pengine Raila Odinga atakumbukwa na nini katika taifa la Kenya?
Watu wengi watamkumbuka Raila Odinga kwa kupigania katiba ambayo nchi ya Kenya iko kwa sasa. Alijaribu kupigania pia demokrasia.
Darubini ya Afrika kila Jumatatu hadi Ijumaa kuanzia saa 11 kamili hadi saa 12 kamili jioni majira ya Afrika ya Kati.
Mosito and Lekhuleni on the upside.
23 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African time. We've got the legend himself, Usbu Maloya, is on the line to tell us more about the Sounds of Legends concert. Sbu, thank you so much for your time. Welcome to the Upside. How are you doing?
Thank you, my brother. Thanks for having me. Hello, Africa. Hello, South Africa. Hello, everyone. Hello to the team there.
We love it for the energy. Sbu, tell us about Sounds of Legends. What inspired it?
Okay, basically, greetings to everyone. Sound of Legends inspired more about the not forgetting where we come from, remembering the sentiment of the sound that inspired us, the sound that what I can say, encourage us during the times of apartheid when things were difficult. We could dance to that music. So, but then I felt that years later, those legends were forgotten, you know. So to me, it came to my sense that at some stage we really need to celebrate them, because some of us, like myself, I'd have to work with them. I worked with Mbongeni Gema at some point. I became Chico's backing vocalist before I even came up with my solo album, joining him, doing all that piece. Well, that's why I met him do Masilela when we were both Chico's backing vocalist. Mdu was Chico's backing band. Mdu was a keyboard player. Mdu Masilela was a keyboard player, and Mandla Spigot and myself and Ishmael were backing vocalists. So you cannot forget such icons who opened the doors for us. Then I said, let me come up with something that remind even still the young ones, because also this event is not only about only celebrating by them, but it's also about bringing back the chain where people understand where our music comes from, especially as Africans, especially as in South Africa. Because you found out in most cases, especially Americans, I will always say Americans are good with PR, because generation to generation they know what's happening. But with us, at some point there's a gap that it becomes broken, the chain that becomes broken, where you'll ask a child of 2000 which uyamazi ubaba uSbu Maloya or uyamazi athi angimazi, but when you ask the very same child in America who's same age uthi uyamazi uLionel Richie athi uyamazi, and Lionel Richie is far older than Usbu, but Lionel Richie is known by 2000. Teddy Pendergrass, as much as he passed on, but is known by 2000. There's a history there because they're good in PR. But with us Africans, somehow we're not PRing ourselves properly. We're not embracing who we are. We don't teach our young kids. Each and every time when there's a new genre that is coming in, it's a genre that is accommodating that kind of age group. Once it's done, it's over. Then they don't know that history. So it's more about bringing that history so that we see a chain layer to generation, from generation to generation.
Oh man, I love that. And also I love how you prefixed your name with Bab Usbu Maloya.
Because always, when you meet someone 2000 and they remind you, when you are especially when you are more artists, you don't feel old, you don't know, sometimes you get old, now you wonder Muhamba yesterday. And I remember the other time the late Robin Baling, he's so rest in peace. So when these kids starting to identify us with our uncle, athi Robin ngazongibiza malume wena umdala kangaka wena uzongibiza wakhe. So it's been denial, because we are in the industry, we feel industry we don't get old, So now that's why again let me accept, because I'm at 2000. They call me Babu Sbu. So now let me just accept. Go to Babu Sbu.
Oh, Babu Sbu, but also I mean that comes with flowers. That comes with acknowledgement of your contribution. Changase, Makeba, Ndabezita. You know all that.
Menziwa. Masefula kamamba.
Aibo.
Yeah.
You see what it comes with? It comes with beautiful flowers.
Yeah. No, most definitely. Yeah. I always I tell people when I remember the other guy yesteryears. No, this is not gray. This is grace. You know,
wow.
because yeah, it's not normal nobody to reach this. People at my age. People at my age, people at my age, they can't walk properly. They wish things. There's things that you wish to have, you know. People are in ICU. People are aging very badly. Not that they want to be like that, but I think the situation. But at some point, I will always say, don't allow it. You know, don't allow it. There's things that you don't allow. You know, especially the good conduct. You stay young. You know, it's very important.
Okay, so we're running out of time, but I really want to get a sense of how people can be part of Sounds of Legends, especially after hearing Nyababonga, which is such a beautiful tribute. You're moving through Johannesburg, and then you're going to eThekwini, then in Mpumalanga in January. Talk to us about how we can get involved, how we can get tickets, and all of that good stuff.
Yeah, okay. The tickets are available actually at Pegilanga Stadium on the 20th this coming Saturday. We are celebrating Sounds of Legends. The tickets are available at CompuTicket Shop, Right Checkers, Boxer, and what else? Yeah, Boxer, Pick and Pay, as I mentioned, and ShopRite as well, CompuTicket and Web Ticket. Tickets, the entry level, we took it down to 80 rand so that we get more numbers. But at the gate, we're going to sell the tickets at 200 rand. And cooler box is going to be free before 4 p.m. But after 4 p.m., it's going to be 100 rands. And then if VIP it is 500 rands. So I'm saying to people, come in numbers. Namanje, Light Township, I'm busy with activation. Tracking this for sound. We're connecting the sound. Light 13, so activator. From here, we move to another place, we activate, we give people out the flyers, the business card to advertise, to make sure that they come in numbers, go Pegilanga Stadium on the 20th, this coming Saturday, to celebrate with our Sounds of Legend. And the artists that are there, the nice part is that I chose the people like Abo Quality, Abo Zugulu, Black Diamond, La Sauce, Pitch Black R from myself, Abo MXO, Brian Temba, to sing the songs of the legends. About Mr. Gue. We've got a lot. It will be very nice because we'll be celebrating the Sounds of Legends. I've got my boy from Alex, Matic, is going to be there also celebrating the Sound of Legends.
Smooth, thank you so much for your time. We're looking forward to celebrating these legends with you over the next couple of weeks leading to January in Mpumalanga. But thank you so much for your time. Legendary Kwaito star, Sbu Maloya. Go check out his...
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Amazing Sounds of Legends concert. Go check it out. Get your tickets today. 31 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African time. Let's get the latest sports. Musibudi Makura standing by.
Stay tuned to Channel Africa. Stream us on our new and updated website, channelafrica.co.za. Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Tebogo, thank you, and a very good afternoon from the sports desk. Hugo Bruce, the head coach of the South African men's national football team, will use today's send-off match against Ghana's locally based squad to assess fringe players ahead of the Africa Cup of Nations tournament. Now, speaking at the High Performance Centre in the capital city, Pretoria, Bruce said limited preparation time means opportunities will now be given to players such as Thabang Mathuludi as he fine-tunes the squad for the Africa Cup of Nations tournament. South Africa, by the way, will open their Group B campaign against Angola and Marrakesh next week, Monday.
I think I can give the opportunity to players who didn't play till now with Bafana or didn't play so much. I think, for example, at Mathuludi. I think we can give him the chance tomorrow to play with that team and to adapt a little bit at the way of playing. I said it's a training game, not a selection game, but at the other side I want to win it. So don't think that we take the game for laugh tomorrow.
Bruce also yesterday confirmed that Romanian-based defender Siyabonga Ngezana has joined camp. The remaining overseas players, the likes of Lau Foster, Shandre Campbell, as well as Pelelo Setole, are expected to link up with the squad only on Thursday once the team arrives in Marrakesh. It also means South Africa's full squad will only assemble a few days before the Africa Cup of Nations tournament kicks off this coming Sunday at 9 p.m. Central African time. That opening match is between Morocco as well as the Comoros Island. Well, it's exactly 5 days to go until Africa's greatest event, the AFCON tournament, kicks off in Rabat with a Group A clash between the host side Morocco as well as the Comoros. Kick-off on Sunday is at 9 p.m. Central African time. That match will then kickstart a 4-week race to the title. That game being played at the Prince Mullah Abdullah Stadium. Excitement is building up this week as the host nation opens the 35th edition of the tournament, the first time the country has staged the AFCON tournament in 37 years. Meanwhile, CAF General Secretary Vernon Mosenga Omba says Morocco has provided world-class infrastructure not only for African footballers but also for supporters from across the continent and beyond. This year's edition is expected to surpass the historic success of the 2023 tournament in the Ivory Coast, which recorded more than 1.5 billion global television viewers, as well as 2.4 billion digital streams, including new benchmarks for African football visibility. On to some tennis news now. In case you missed it, the ATP will now introduce a new extreme heat rule from the 2026 season, which will allow players on the men's tour to take a 10-minute cooling break during best of 3 sets singles matches. The rule is similar to what the WTA, which governs the women's professional tennis, brought into effect more than 30 years ago to protect players in the heat. Now, at the Shanghai Masters in October of this year, temperatures were as high as 34 degrees Celsius and humidity at 80% in the daytime. And after world number 15 Holger Rune needed medical time during his third round match at the Shanghai tournament, he was quite disappointed with the fact that he wasn't given extra time to recuperate from that heat. So in a statement that the ATP released, the policy was now to strengthen protections for players competing in extreme conditions. The new rule is also based on the wet bulb globe temperature, which measures heat stress in direct sunlight. It also involves observing temperature, humidity, wind speed, sun angle, as well as cloud cover. And finally, Portugal will return to the Formula One calendar in 2027 as well as in 2028. The race will be held at the Algarve International Circuit near Portimao, which held the 2 Grand Prix during the global COVID-19 pandemic back in 2020 and in 2021. Now, Portugal will effectively be a replacement for the Dutch Grand Prix, which will be held at Zandvoort for the very last time in 2026. Portimao is a 2.89-mile track that swoops over hilly terrain and is highly regarded for its driving challenge. It has a rural location north of the coast and also has a reputation of problematic access. It is 14:36 p.m. Central African time and concludes your sports news this hour. As always, for any sports stories you'd like to share with us, remember to always send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +27 11714 4459. I'm back with the final sports update on the upside in the next hour. For Channel Africa Sport, I am Musibudi Makura.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective. Channel Africa is evolving, and so are you. Stay connected wherever you are with our brand new website and mobile app. Stream your favorite shows, catch up on African news, culture, and conversations, all at your fingertips.
Africa is just a tap away.
Your world, your story. Now on the go.
Stay connected wherever you are.
Visit channelafrica.co.za or download the Channel Africa app today. Channel Africa, the African perspective.
37 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African time. Let's get the latest business news. Chandu Kolikeke is standing by.
Business News on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Tebogo. Good afternoon. The National Union of Mine Workers and in South Africa has rejected Eskom's unbundling strategy, stating that it opposes the privatization of the energy sector. Last week, Electricity and Energy Minister Dr. Kgosientsho Ramokgopa approved Eskom's revised unbundling strategy, which aims to create a more competitive electricity market in South Africa. In a statement, Eskom announced that Ramokgopa approved the board-endorsed structure for a separate utility comprising a new holding company and 4 subsidiaries. The NUM's energy sector coordinator, Kangela Baloyi.
We view this as a neoliberal project that is designed to dismantle a very important state asset into 4 entities. And when you check the definition of unbundling, it is defined as separating an entity or a company into smaller pieces as a preparation for privatization. And when you privatize the market of Eskom, you actually slowly reducing the revenue of Eskom, and you are actually reducing its profitability.
The Limpopo Tourism Agency in South Africa says its efforts to attract tourists are beginning to bear fruit. The CEO, Moses Ngobeni, says they have seen an increase in the number of tourists visiting various parts of the province this festive season. The areas include the prime tourism area, Hoedspruit. Ngobeni says the new direct flight between Hoedspruit and Cape Town is an advantage.
There are tourists who are coming from overseas, landing in Cape Town. You know, they have that easy access into the wildlife haven of South Africa, which is this place, Maruleng. It helps people to access this place, and it's so easy, for people to fly 2 hours, from Cape Town. You are in Limpopo, you can go to Kruger National Park, you can go to Mahuba Kloof, to the Fufu slides or the canopy tours. You can do anything. From Palabura Gate of the Kruger is not far from here. And that's where, in the whole of Kruger, if you want to see or experience the Elephant Museum, you come to Letawa Camp through the Palabra Gate.
Australia's South 32 says it will place the Mozal aluminium smelter in Mozambique under care and maintenance by March, incurring a $60 million once-off cost after failing to secure a power deal with the government, and negotiations between the Perth-based firm and Mozambique's government and power suppliers have been going on for several years to reach an agreement for the smelter's energy-intensive operations. 14 of the largest U.S. retail banks have posted jumps in the income they generated from overdraft and bounce check fees during the first 9 months of the year, while 2 big banks reported sharp declines. The data reveals growing industry divergence on such fees at a time when broader economic and regulatory shifts make it more likely consumers will encounter them. It also highlights that some banks still rely on overdraft fees, despite industry promises to rein them in following political pressure during former Democratic President Joe Biden administration. And as the European Union has looked to push car makers towards electric vehicles, sales of EVs across the continent have been uneven, skewed more to northern and western countries, while nations further south and east have tended to lag. The EU is now easing emissions targets for 2035 amid strong pushback from the industry, which says EV demand has picked up more slowly than expected as it needs more time to make shift from combustion engines. In Norway, EV sales hit 94% of total car sales in the first 7 months of 2025. Now let's have a look at financial indicators this hour. $1 in Nigeria is trading at 1,000 Naira 451, Botswana 13 Pula 51, Kenya 128 shilling 40, Zambia 23 kwacha 01. BRICS countries, $1 in Brazil is at 5 real 42, in Russia 80 rubles 02, India 90 rupee 53, China 71.05, South Africa 16 rand 87 cents. $1 is 75 pence to the British pound, 85 to the euro. Commodities, gold is trading at $4,344, platinum at $1,744 per ounce. The price of Brent crude oil at $61.39 a barrel. That's all for now. For any business stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za, or you can call us on +27 11 714 4459. For Channel Africa Business, I am Chanduko Ligege.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective. Your life, your rhythm, your Africa. Channel Africa. Find it for free on Google Play and the Apple App Store. Ahoy, matey!
Captain here to help, right, boys?
Set sail with us on a digital voyage like no other. Channel Africa has a treasure trove of awesomeness. That is our website and social media pages.
Tell me, why are you here?
We want you to be part of our adventure.
The winds are changing, Captain. And this time...
Imagine a world where curiosity knows no bounds, where entertainment meets enlightenment, and where every click leads to the African perspective. Visit us on our website, www.channelafrica.co.za, or follow us on Instagram or on X at Channel Africa 1. Go on, like us on Facebook at Channel Africa 1. So, spread the word. Tell a friend that Channel Africa's online variety is what they need on the web. Channel Africa, the African perspective. The Upside, taking the African perspective to fresh levels.
I really want to tell you how my day went. Really want to spend the weekend. I for sure you this thing I'm feeling.
Oh yeah, but I don't really know you that well.
I really want to kiss you in the face, baby. And maybe every other place, baby. You be like, say I don't remember, say I don't really know you that well. Hey, hey.
We can go there if
I
want to, but me, I don't know.
Oh no,
why I think I love you when I don't really know you that well.
Hey, hey.
We can go there if
I
want to, but me, I don't know.
Oh no,
why I think I love you when I don't really know you that well. I'm too polite to insult your intelligence. Why do I believe that we have met? Maybe not in this life. Time's frozen for a second, so I'm thinking tonight we break the ice, or better still, we can set it aside. Temporarily, my temperature is telling me that you got me so hot. Stop, girl, there is no remedy. But you don't know me well enough to reply. And I don't really know you that well. It's funny, you have something in your teeth, but would you try to stop me if I want to take it out? Cause you don't know me properly. Girl, I think you're lovely, but you turn this bad boy into a busybody. I see you're too busy for me. Or maybe I'm just busy for me. Will you call me when you're ready for me? It's crazy, baby, how I don't care at all. Then I don't really know you that well.
I really want to tell you how my day went.
How my day went.
Really want to spend the weekend. I for sure you this thing I'm feeling.
Oh yeah, but I don't really know you that well.
I really want to kiss you in the face,
baby.
And maybe every other place, baby. You be like, say I don't remember, say I don't really know you that well. Hey, hey.
We can go there if
I
want to, but me, I don't know.
Oh no,
why I think I love you when I don't really know you that well.
Hey, hey.
We can go there if
I
want to, but me, I don't know.
Oh no,
why I think I love you when I don't really know you that well.
So you be my controller. See me, see this parola. I just wanna come home to you. Spend every night telling bad jokes to you. Be my boyfriend, I'll be up in my boyfriend jeans. I go baby with my boyfriend jeans. If you want my boyfriend, I'll be up in my boyfriend dreams. But I don't really know you that well. I wanna grow with you, do this life with you, ride or die for you. But I don't really know you that well. I really wanna tell you how my day went.
How my day went.
Really want to spend the weekend. I for sure you this thing I'm feeling.
Oh yeah, but I don't really know you that well.
I really wanna kiss you in the
face, baby.
And maybe every other place, baby. You be like, say I don't remember, say I don't really know you that well. Hey, hey.
We can go there if
I
want to, but me, I don't know.
Oh no,
why I think I love you when I don't really know you that well.
Hey, hey.
We can go there if
I
want to, but me, I don't know.
Oh no,
why I think I love you when I don't really know you that well.
No interruptions, just the music you love on Channel Africa. The Upside, live and real.
Ten minutes before 3 p.m. Central African Time. Ledipo and Simi there with No You. And before that, we had, or rather, that was Soso. Apologies for that. We had Soso with the Kabusa Oriental Choir. And that first one that we played was No You by Ledipo and Simi. We're going to take a quick breather. On the upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa. Happy Tuesday to you and yours. When we get back, I want to get something off my mind. I saw something very interesting on social media. And I think we need to start practicing this more regularly, more frequently. But let me know what you think right after this.
Call us on +27 63 406 9126.
I can see my whole world changing.
And contribute to the conversation. 9 to 12 midday Central African Time. On the Move with Palisa Tau and Benjamin Mushatama.
Now, when you go to the hospital, there's medical attention that you need, and that's the only experience you're expecting to have. If you are a transgender person, sometimes those experiences can be marred by the demand of trying to understand your gender, your sexuality, and not particularly getting the assistance that you need.
One time, I was sexually abused by someone who used to live next door to my house. So when I went to the police to report, I was in a weave, I was wearing a dress, and when I got there, the police person that helped me said to me, obviously we're gonna rape you because why do you walk around looking like trying to be a woman when you are a man? And after that, the person just walked scot-free.
How do you deal with that? Because there's a double barrel abuse there. So it's not even double barrels, there's kind of multi-dimensional forms of abuse.
I think one thing that I will tell you about trans people is we are strong, not because we want to be strong, but because we don't have an option. It is what it is. Because the struggles that we face each and every day are like unimaginable.
Keeping you on the know and on the move. Whatever you want to hear about today's talk, you can only get it on the upside. Every weekday, 2 to 5 p.m. Central African Time.
8 minutes before 3 p.m. Central African Time. This is indeed the Upside, gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African perspective, with me, Tebogo Lekhuleni, and Mmatsheko, Mosito. Join us on our social media platforms at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok, where we are streaming live so you can see our lovely studio, our amazing guests. And as always, don't forget to download our Channel Africa app. It's a brand new app, so you can take us with you wherever you go on your Android or your iOS device. On the app, you can stream the shows live, check out out the lineup, get to know the presenters a bit better, and see the amazing work that Channel Africa is doing behind the scenes. I want to get something not really off my chest, not a vent. It's really not a vent. Lasizwe is a South African, he's a YouTuber, media personality. He recently posted on his X account. Is it Twitter? Did we go back? Is it Twitter again? Yeah. He recently posted on his X, formerly Twitter, account that he is going to take a break from, social media, the limelight. In actual fact, he's checked himself into a mental wellness retreat for the next couple of weeks, and he's handed over his social media account to his management. They are going to, keep posting on his behalf. And he's saying that he's surrounded by professional help and he can't wait to come back home stronger. Is this something that we need to adopt more regularly, more frequently, especially these social media influencers, celebrities, people who get to see and encounter things that the normal person does not get to encounter, from people liking you to not liking you, to not being able to walk around freely in your community just to go and buy bread. You can't do that. But for celebrities specifically, is this a practice that they should adopt more frequently?
I think you've said it. I think you've actually noted that it is important, especially for those that are, in the public eye, whether it's through social media or other traditional means. But we are seeing an increase and a rise in stress and anxiety and depression. It's not getting any better, even though we're surrounded by all kinds of information. We still aren't. I remember it was meant to be a joke, and I saw it years ago, and it's stayed with me my entire adult life. A scene in the Sex and the City series, that obviously follows the lives of 4 New York women and, their professions and all of that. It's a beautiful series. And years ago, this was in the 1998, one of the episodes in 1998. And one of the characters had said, "Oh my goodness, we're living in a society where even the shrinks need shrinks." This was in 1998 when that joke was made in the series. So I think what I'm trying to get at with that memory and that statement is that we have a crisis on our hands. We have a crisis, and for me, it is your personal responsibility as soon as you wake up, whenever that will be. Some people started waking up during COVID. We're seeing a big wave of people waking up right now, especially women right now. There's like a big kind of what I call a first wave of awakenings that's happening, and we're going to see several of them. I'm intuitively picking up that we'll have about 7 awakenings in the next couple of years until 2030. Okay, so it's going to intensify. And with those awakenings comes a need for us to explore other forms of therapy, ancestral ways of therapy, i.e., or example, community. Setting up ourselves in safe spaces in communities where we can take care of one another, because living in isolation has done us no good. So I like Lasizwe's idea of going on a somewhat of a wellness retreat. We need to do more of those. But how can we integrate that into our lifestyles where it's not a break and then you go back to the chaos and then you take another break because we're not going to see anything effective. It really is about us looking at ways to integrate wellness into daily life and activity in the workplace, in our family spaces, in our friendship circles, so that these problems don't persist. Because for as long as we are doing it as a retreat for 2 weeks and then you go back to the chaos, you really are not. You're not curing anything.
You're really not.
You're exacerbating the problem.
You're really not. And I tell you what, the isolation is the problem, isn't it? That's where we get into our heads. We get into our heads about a lot of things, and we really start getting into dark holes because we don't have a social community that we can vent to.
That's safe.
that's safe. And what the digital era has done is that it's isolated us even more, because now you don't need to go and work anywhere in a brick and mortar building. You can work from home. You can work from anywhere now around the world. You don't have to interact with people. You can do that on your phone. And the pressures of seeing other people living their lives and then starting to compare where you are right now compared to them on Instagram, on TikTok, that does a number between your ears. That does a number on your mental health. And so when we go back to the basics of community, social, getting to know your neighbor. When last did you check in on your neighbor? Do you even know your neighbor's name?
Know them? Let's start there.
This isolation is really causing us to have these mental breakdowns and more of a need now to go and seek professional help, because it has built up for a period of time. To a point where we now feel like, I can't do this outside of professional help. And maybe that's the best place to start. Step one, yes, get that professional help. But then embedding those steps into your daily life, those wellness steps into your daily life. But, shout out to Lasizwe for, seeking the help.
Something. Yeah, he's doing something.
Absolutely. But what do you think? Is this something that you would consider? You mean you don't have to be a celebrity, right? Maybe you've had a very rough year. And you're thinking to yourself that it's not getting any better. Who am I going to vent to? Is this something that you would consider going on a wellness retreat? Like I said, you don't have to be a celebrity. Would you consider going a couple of weeks to seek professional help away from the cell phone? You put it aside, and you just deal with conversation, reflection, and just building yourself up yet again, and going back to memories that actually remind you of what it is to be human again. Maybe that's what we need.
That's exactly what we need, my friend. Hey, a sense of community at home. We are tired of being all by ourselves and crying to what do people use nowadays? AI and all sorts of things. That's really sad.
It really is. All right, it's 3 p.m. Central African Time. We've entered the final hour of The Upside. And before we get into the final hour, we will be sharing what caught our eye. Something very interesting caught my eye, and it's happening there somewhere in Asia. Hey, I can't wait to share it with you. But before that, let's get the latest news. Who's standing by? Matapelo Mahape.
Tune in and turn up the volume. This is Channel Africa. SABC News. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Tebogo. Top stories this hour. UN warns of a grave impact of corruption, and Afghan hunger crisis deepens as aid funding falls short. Good afternoon. The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has issued a strong warning against corruption, describing it as the destructive force that is costing lives, deepening inequality and damaging the planet. He was speaking at the 11th session of the Conference of State Parties to the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, underway in Doha, Qatar. The UN Anti-Corruption Conference, also known as the COSP-11, is the world's largest international gathering dedicated to combating corruption and serves as the main policy-making body for the convention. Guterres says corruption is not a victimless crime.
Corruption is not a victimless crime. It fuels conflicts, entrenches inequalities, and drains the resources needed to protect people and planet. Every dollar lost to economic crime is a dollar stolen from those striving for a better future. This conference is about shaping tomorrow's integrity, because in our rapidly evolving world, corruption is evolving too.
And South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa has emphasized the importance of reconciliation and the celebration of oneness in the country, in spite of the painful history that exists. He also announced a plan to have the Day of Reconciliation celebrated in unity by all races as a National Day of Reconciliation. Ramaphosa has been addressing the crowds at the official Reconciliation Day commemoration at the Ngome Museum in the Umzinyati district in the KwaZulu-Natal province.
Commemorating the 16th of December provides us with an opportunity to confront our past with honesty, to acknowledge the complexity of our shared history, and commit ourselves to building a peaceful future together. And it is quite significant that today we have representatives of the Afrikaner National Group. Our nation is South Africa. We are the South African nation.
On to this now. The M23 rebel group that's fighting government forces in the Democratic Republic of Congo say it's agreed to withdraw from the key city of Uriva at the request of the United States. The Rwandan-backed militia had seized the city last week. The BBC's Jacob Evans reports.
The spokesperson of South Kivu province says civilians were shot dead and died in bombings during a recent battle in eastern DRC between M23 rebels and Congolese forces. The fighting has displaced more than 200,000 people. The M23 rebels are now in control of the strategic city of Uvira on the border with Burundi. They marched into the city on Wednesday without facing any resistance. The DRC army says its troops made a tactical retreat to avoid civilian casualties.
And travellers are advised to exercise caution in high-risk areas, with Canada specifically urging heightened awareness for South Africa, Tanzania, Senegal and Morocco. Additionally, Canadian citizens are advised to avoid travel to the Central African Republic, Syria, Iraq, Iran, Libya, Iraq and Ukraine. Security analyst Andy Mashaile.
Do a security profile of the country. Do a threat risk analysis or assessment. And then from there, you can then begin to plan where you are going and for how long. And should there be an emergency, how will your security and personal safety be guaranteed by yourselves or the people in the area or the area itself in terms of your escape routes, in terms of the people in those communities cooperating with law enforcement agencies.
The UN World Food Programme WFP has reported that it is unable to provide effective aid to millions of malnutritioned Afghans for the first time in decades, particularly threatening child lives this winter. International aid has significantly decreased since the Taliban regained power in 2021, exacerbated by natural disasters. The WFP requires over $460 million to assist 6 million vulnerable individuals, but warns that child malnutrition is at the historic high and treatment access is diminishing, rising concerns over an increase in child deaths due to food scarcity during winter. A recap of your top story. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has warned that corruption is a destructive force, leading to loss of life, increased inequality and environmental damage. For any news stories you'd like to share with us, please send an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +2711 714 4459. For Channel Africa News, I am Matapela Mahape.
SABC News. The African perspective. Time to stay informed, inspired, and connected to the ideas driving Africa forward. The Upside on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Here comes our favorite part. Is it yours already? Let's go. Yep. Yes. That's how you enter the final hour of The Upside. 7 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African Time. Your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African perspective, with me, Tebogo Lekhuleni, and Mmatsheko Mosito. Happy Tuesday to you and yours. Thank you so much for tuning in this afternoon. Join us on our social media platforms at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok, where we are streaming live. See our lovely studio, our amazing guests, and as always, don't forget to download our brand new Channel Africa app so you can take us with you wherever you go. Final hour, we get ready now for What Caught Your Eye. I'll share what caught my eye, because some of the scenes that I saw from my What Caught Your Eye are appalling. grown men and women. Grown men who don't know how to act when celebrities are in the room. Grown men. Grown men. As in like fathers. They are fathers. Fathers. Yeah, they've got beards and all that. Grown men who don't know how to act when there's celebrities in the room. Hey, I will share a bit more a bit later. And
Sounds intriguing.
Hey, I'm still shocked that it still happens. Gone are the days. We used to watch videos back in the days of Michael Jackson, performing. Remember back in the days, people would fall over, faint. Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. I'm like, do we still live in that era where people lose their minds when they say celebrity? Do we really?
Yes.
Which celebrity have you seen? Have you seen, not you personally, because I know you don't faint for celebrities, but which celebrity interaction have you seen where people lose their minds?
Okay,
recently?
I have absolutely no idea. Like I actually cannot recall anyone, but our producer says Beyonce makes people faint quite a bit.
Beyonce?
Yeah, and also Beyonce, it makes sense because she's got something called the Beehive. I think that's what they're called.
Yes.
Listen, and they will sting ya. You say anything about Beyonce and the fact that she's got just a small hair in front of her face, darling, they will sting you. They will sting, and they sting. Woo.
Oh man, I thought gone are the days, because we live in such a digital era where everyone is a celebrity now. Social media stars are celebrities.
I think it depends on the region. Like let's use South Africa as an example, because this is where I'm based.
Yeah.
And a big artist in Johannesburg, for example, because this is where the celebrities are. This is, the gateway to all sorts of famous things that happen here, good and bad, right? But if you go to a smaller town, or you take a really famous person, I'm trying to think of someone.
Casper
Nyovest in Johannesburg. Hi man, you just step on his toes and you're like, sorry for it, and you keep it going. If he goes to a smaller town, I don't know, in Nelspruit or somewhere like a small town where they don't get to see these people walking into a Gucci store like everyone does here. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a big shock to the system. Like,
fair enough.
They will mob them because they don't get to experience them the same way people who live in a big city who literally are next door neighbors with them
see them every day.
Get to see them. There's nothing special there. You've seen them buy toilet paper at the supermarket. Nothing special. But when you see them and it's not your daily experience. I mean, you're bound to lose your mind, and I don't blame you.
All right, it's 10 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African time. We'll share what caught our eye right after this.
The voice of the continent, now online, with all your sports fixtures, lifestyle, and more.
África. Conhece o Ntivani?
Claro que sou eu.
Ntivani é o amante da música de corpo e alma.
Eu amo música africana.
Ele aprecia todos os tipos de melodias e passa os seus dias a ouvir a Channel África. Adivinha só, a Channel África quer ajudar o Ntivani e os amantes da música em todo o lado a descobrir ainda mais música incrível. Por isso, a Channel África está a convocar artistas africanos a submeterem as suas músicas. Músicos, lembrem-se de nos dar todas as informações relevantes no music@channelafrica.co.za. As submissões são a vossa oportunidade de ser ouvidos, mas não garantem inclusão na lista. Todas as submissões serão cuidadosamente analisadas para verificar se cumprem os requisitos da nossa estação. Canal África, a perspectiva africana.
Tebogo and Mmatsheko from the upside.
Wande wode nimde yatu yontinde ko ayi. Don ko darnde lom torom bata hin fulle fayit. Andu baba wel tora ko songwana ne ima da dido. Darnde ko hunde fonde wonde kurdo sa ansayit. Jilo todo mo jonde jigani jodahi. Andu hewbe mbaylo rama jikku mo joje mo bata jadido. Yimbe kalembi ma bye bye. Saya hi wat ko atumanda nyanga takai. Ko ligeran yal tinta mangam kurdo foftai. Wor yow ligey mo na nyaay sanje go atai. One fino be kastai. Mo sheki latte samu nyani do ma jotai. Ko gongo nan ne wodi ar suga he pantai. Kona sadille na zababor mi jotatai. Yo Allah wachanje ko tinare o kanin jonde watakalo. Nan Allah mai china badar ko yalo. Yonden ka Allah wane ma do amne follow. Yo Allah wachanje ko tinare o kanin jonde watakalo. Nan Allah mai china badar ko yalo. Sonden ka Allah wane ma do amne follow. Wanna do be ko yemu menden den ngam yondan ko neldi. Wanna fo hay sangan kama boy. Fore Allah ko hen wonda ta khay sorun dan ne teddi ko doy darnde ci la to da hawnaki. Mi jowon ko fawe ma jinna be ko neltal ma chapi munyal wone mangam ton fo mai. Yanden ka Allah wone ma duwa wona sara won to hedi hode darnde bela lom to bengoyi. Ladde musallamum ko munje jogo fer. Andu cu sallamum ko wasde jonde mere. Ngam mere wano de nene jere wadde hode fere ma mendeleri weni bere. So ladde wili wuro jara ma fok bane. Jonde mere mo jani ma ay binere. Tampere aduna tillinere me sa salima jinganere. Allah weltinda ke kodne yontinda. Yo Allah wachanje ko tinare o kanin jonde watakalo. Nan Allah ma yicina badar ko yalo. Yonden ka Allah wane ma do amne follow. Yo Allah wachanje ko tinare o kanin jonde watakalo. Nan Allah ma yicina badar ko yalo. Sonden ka Allah wane ma do amne follow.
Where you are, Channel Africa is always with you.
I wish ningemwona Magufuli, nipige magoti, nimpongeze hadharani. Yani Rais wa Muungano wa Jamhuri, mchapakazi hachoki, anayepinga nani? Ametuvusha vikwazo, wewe nami, ona nchi anavyoijenga. Flyover sa tunazo, daraja Kigamboni, airport imeshajengwa. Acha nikupongeze kwa Air Tanzania. Zidi baba tuongeze, Air basi Bombardia. Standard gauge tuteleze, kusafiri unasinzia. Acheni tu niwaeleze, Magufuli kapania. Odadi Magufuli, cheza nipone. Sopenda wabanwecho, magumu acheni. Odadi asa cheza nipone. Jembe toka Chato, Magufuli ndo rais wa wanyonge. Aga mpole mtu wa dini hajachoka, tunashukuru. Amesame mara 70, papiko chasa yupo huru. Wa Tanzania tupewe nini, vilokufa yeka vifufua. Karudisha nidhamu serikalini, ukileta janja na tumbua. Sekta madini, umeme, maji, kero zimepungua. Elimu bure vijijini, watoto shule wanabukua. Ifikapo 2020 kura yangu wechukua. Asa tufiche ya nini, Magu uongozi anaujua. Dar es Salaam mwendo kasi, vituo vya afya kila kata. Machinga tunachapa kazi, tena huru bila shaka. Buriki utari ameongeza, uchumi uweze panda. Serikali Dodoma inapendeza, Tanzania ya viwanda. Odadi Magufuli, cheza nipone. Sopenda wabanwecho, magumu acheni. Oh nadi, asacheza nipone, jembe toka Chato, Magufuli ndo rais wa wanyonge. Asa wote wa Tanzania tusimame imara, eni wote Tanzania, Tanzania tusonge mbele. Joni Pombe Magufuli, simama imara, yani sote tusonge mbele, Tanzania tusonge mbele. Oh Mama Samia Suluhu, basi simama imara, pamoja tusonge mbele, Tanzania tusonge mbele. Baba Kasimu Majaliwa, simama imara, pamoja tusonge mbele, Tanzania tusonge mbele.
Oh, 19 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African Time. We kicked you off with Yo Allah Wed by Boy Diara featuring, no, not featuring anyone. It was just Yo Allah Wed Janji.
Johnny.
Johnny. It's probably in China. And then that last song there, Gwa Ngwaru by Harmonize featuring Diamond Platinums. It's now 90 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African Time. On the other side of this, we've got What Caught Your Eye? And a bit of breaking news. Sad, but we need to share it. Don't go anywhere.
As 2025 draws to a close, we pause to honor the spirits that connect us.
Let's get it started.
The festive season reminds us of what truly matters: family, community, and unity. No matter where you gather or reflect, Channel Africa is with you. Bring your stories and voices that are shaped by the African perspective.
Something significant happened on this day. Asanda, you were a baby, I'm sure. I'm not even sure if you were born. No, you were a baby, yeah.
Yoga. Mmatsheko is still trying to convince me and flip me over.
I've done that already, and you're going to come now on the journey.
I will try.
From all of us to all of you, may your season be safe and peaceful. Channel Africa, the African perspective. The sound of Africa is evolving. Experience our new mobile app. Free to download, free to connect.
21 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African Time. Welcome back to The Upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African perspective, with me, Tebogo Lekhuleni, and Mmatsheko Mosito. Join us on our social media platforms where we are streaming live at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. It's time for What Caught Your Eye. But before we get into that, we've got some sad news to share in the musical space, in the entertainment space in South Africa. Rather sad what we've just learned.
Extremely sad. News coming in about the shooting that happened in Johannesburg in Hillbrow, as we understand it. And this shooting involves DJ Waras. That's who we know him as. Warwick is who he was born as. DJ Waras is or the Shady Lurker, as many people may know him. Former YFM DJ. He was apparently involved in a security company. And they were basically active with evictions in the Johannesburg Central Business District when this incident happened, and we believe that he has now passed away. So may his soul rest in peace. What a wonderful guy. I saw a gentleman on social media talk about sort of bidding him farewell in a video. Rob
Herzog or something like that. Yeah.
Who was also very good friends with Waras. And he was just talking about what a wonderful human being he was, and so compassionate. And I worked with Warwick for a number of years, actually, about 3-4 years, as a youth radio station many years ago, like 17 years ago, YFM. And we used to party together like there's no tomorrow. He used to live 5 minutes away from my house, and he would pick me up and we'd go and we'd party and then we'd come back. But that's the kind of person that he was. He always looked after the women around him, whether they were colleagues or friends, or he was just, he would do you really bad if he heard that you'd hurt a woman.
Wow. That's
the kind of guy he was. Protected the women, was very kind and hospitable to everybody. And it seems like he was able, I haven't seen him in many years, but it seems like that is his character. He's carried that with him because that's who he is over many years, because those are, the kinds of things that a lot of people are saying about him. So, rest in peace, my friend. I think you were I still feel your impact to this day about how I was treated when I was with you, about how you made jokes. His favorite line on air was, if it's easy, take it home. What was the line?
If it's easy, take it home.
Yes, he used to have a line on air that he used to say every single day after his radio show about take it easy, and if it's easy, take it home. That's what his favorite line was. So just such a fun guy, always very happy, and it's really just so sad. It's sad.
Yeah, no, condolences to the family of Warwick Stock. He leaves behind his children. He had kids, if I'm not mistaken. But condolences to the family of DJ Waras. I know that quite a few people are still shocked. The tweets coming in on social media from celebrities alike, they're just in disbelief that it's actually happened, but it is confirmed that he has passed away. So condolences to the family of DJ Waras, the fans, people who just worked with him. May you heal. May you heal. It's 25 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African time. Let's take a quick pause. When we get back, it's time for What Caught Your Eye.
Channel Africa is evolving, and so are you. Stay connected wherever you are with our brand new website and mobile app. Stream your favorite shows, catch up on African news, culture, and conversations, all at your fingertips.
Africa is just a tap away.
Your world, your stories, now on the go.
Stay connected wherever you are.
Visit channelafrica.co.za or download the Channel Africa app today. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Get Channel Africa on DSTV Audio Bouquet. Channel 802. If it's news and current affairs, leading opinions, and thought leaders that get your groove, this is your home, The Upside.
26 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African time. I tell you what, let's do this. Let's listen to some music, right? Because after dropping such a bomb, we all need a little breather, right? Let's listen to some music. And then when we get back, we'll get the latest sports and then business news. And then we'll have What Caught Your Eye. Enjoy.
ngatala ngatula ngajula ngabuka ukuthi uthando nje ngempela ke ungadlali ngenhliziyo
Shasha coming through there with Ndawana featuring Kelvin Momo. It's 30 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African time. Let's get the final sports updates this afternoon on the upside. Musibudi Makura.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Thank you so much, Tebogo. Very good afternoon from the Sports Day. So veteran striker Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang will miss Gabon's opening match at the Africa Cup of Nations tournament next week, but is expected to recover from a high thigh injury for their next two games in Group F at the tournament in Morocco. So Aubameyang, long his country's talisman, was forced off with an injury as Olympique de Marseille beat AS Monaco in Ligue 1 on Sunday, and the Gabonese Football Federation said he was staying in France for treatment before joining up with the squad. Now, Olympique de Marseille's medical staff requested that Aubameyang receive medical treatment in Marseille after consulting with the national team's medical team. That's according to the federation. The player is now unavailable for the December 24th match against Cameroon, and depending on his clinical and imaging progress, participation in the December 28th match against Mozambique is possible. Well, Hugo Bruce, coach of South Africa's men's national football team, will use today's send-off match against Ghana's locally based squad to assess French players ahead of the AFCON. Speaking at a high-performance centre in the capital city, Pretoria, on Monday, Bruce said limited preparation time means opportunities will be given to players such as Thabang Mathuludi as he fine-tunes the squad for AFCON. South Africa will open their Group B campaign against Angola and Marrakesh next week, Monday.
I think I can give the opportunity to players who didn't play till now with Bafana, or didn't play so much. I think, for example, at Mathuludi. I think we can give him the chance tomorrow to play with that team and to adapt a little bit at the way of playing. I said it's a trainings game, not a selection game, but at the other side I want to win it. So don't think that we take the game for laugh tomorrow.
Well, Bruce also confirmed that Romanian-based defender Siyabonga Ngezana joined camp just a few days ago. The remaining overseas players like Lyle Foster, Chandre Campbell, as well as Pelelo Satola are expected only to link up with the squad on Thursday once the team arrives in Marrakesh. It means South Africa's full squad will only assemble just a few days before AFCON is set to start.
I'm happy with the camp till now. The mentality is good. The workload is good. Motivation is good, except I think we have to go back to basic. It's not what I wanted to see when you talk about the football technical things. There are some things that we were so strong that I, in the training, that I didn't see. So I told the players also, they are aware of it. But maybe it's because we are not complete. It's not easy to implement the things we need when you are only for a game 9 against 9.
On to some tennis news now. The world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka has been voted the Women's Tennis Association Player of the Year for a second successive season. She won 4 titles and the most on tour, including retaining the US Open against Amanda Anisimova in September to claim a 4th Grand Slam singles triumph. Across the season, Sabalenka played in a tour best 9 finals with losses to Madison Keys in the Australian Open final in January, then Coco Gauff in the French Open final in June. The Belarusian also won the Brisbane International in January, the Miami Open in March, as well as the Madrid Open in May, and also spent the entire year as the world number 1, finishing 2025 top of the rankings for a second successive year. And finally, Scottie Scheffler has become just the second man after Tiger Woods to win the PGA Tour Players of the Year award for 4 seasons in a row. The 29-year-old American won 6 times in 2025, including 2 majors, the Open as well as a PGA Championship, and then recorded a PGA Tour best 17 top 10 finishes, as well as not missing a single cut. He is just the second player to claim the Jack Nicklaus Award in at least 4 straight seasons after Tiger Woods, 5 in succession between 1999 and 2003, and 11 overall. Now, the world number 1 Scheffler won the vote of PGA members ahead of his fellow American Ben Griffin, England's Tommy Fleetwood, as well as Northern Ireland's Rory McIlroy. Well, that concludes your sports news this afternoon on The Upside. For any sports stories you'd like to share with us, our email address is newsroom@channelafrica.co.za, or call us on +27 11714 4459. It is 15:35 p.m. Central African Time. I'm back with a final sports update with the Africa in Business team in the next hour. For Channel Africa Sport, I am Mosibudi Makura.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
And now standing by to give us our latest in business news, the final business news on The Upside, Chanduko Likeke.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Tebogo. Good afternoon. The National Union of Mine Workers, NUM, in South Africa has rejected Eskom's unbundling strategy, stating that it opposes the privatization of the energy sector. Last week, Electricity and Energy Minister Hosiyensu Ramokgopa approved Eskom's revised unbundling strategy, which aims to create a more competitive electricity market in South Africa. In a statement, Eskom announced that Ramokgopa approved the board-endorsed structure for a separate utility comprising a new holding company and 4 subsidiaries. The NUM's energy sector coordinator, Kangela Baloyi.
We view this as a neoliberal project that is designed to dismantle a very important state asset into 4 entities. And when you check the definition of unbundling, it is defined as separating an entity or a company into smaller pieces as a preparation for privatization. And when you privatize the market of Eskom, you actually slowly reducing the revenue of Eskom, and you are actually reducing its profitability.
South Africa's prime tourism destination of Limpopo Hoedspruit is seeing a notable increase in both domestic and international tourists. Some international tourists say after visiting the beaches in Cape Town, they fly to Hoedspruit for a safari. This tourism boom is significantly boost to the local economy and contributing to job creation. These tourists have expressed excitement at exploring the area.
We came to South Africa. A niece got married. They had their wedding here in South Africa, actually near Cape Town in the wine country, beautiful. And then after the wedding, we did 2 different safaris.
The flight, I closed my eyes for 5 minutes and we were already landing. It was so smooth and I had a nice Krispy Kreme donut, which was amazing. We are here for the game reserve and yeah, I was super excited.
14 of the largest U.S. retail banks have posted jumps in the income they generated from overdraft and bounce check fees during the first 9 months of the year, while 2 big banks reported sharp declines. The data reveals growing industry divergence on such fees at a time when broader economic and regulatory shifts make it more likely consumers will encounter them. It also highlights that some banks still rely on overdraft fees despite industry promises to rein them in following political pressure during former Democratic President Joe Biden's administration. The National Financial Ombuds Banking Division in South Africa has returned over $3 million to consumers in 2025, which is a significant increase from previous years. The NFO says most of the free funds were from fraud-related cases, particularly mobile and online banking fraud. Mobile and online banking fraud now account for nearly 40% of complaints, and this is up 15% from last year. Head Ombud and CEO at the NFO, Rihanna Stein, says it appears more consumers are falling victim to fraud, particularly via phone calls.
I've calculated that we receive about, say, 13 complaints every single workday relating to this fraud. So it's huge. And, you know, you and I think that maybe we've given out all the warnings that people will not give out their information, that people are safe, but that's not the case. We still see cases every single day where unsuspecting consumers gave out the OTPs, they've clicked on the phone to admit a fraudster.
Negotiations over a technology deal between the UK and US have stalled due to stumbling blocks in wider trade negotiations between the two sides. The technology prosperity deal, which was billed as historic when it was unveiled during US President Donald Trump's state visit in September, saw both countries pledge to cooperate in areas such as AI. However, talks on the agreement are now being held up because of US concerns about what it considered to be wider UK trade barriers. Now let's shift our focus to financial indicators. $1 in Nigeria is trading at 1,000 Naira 451. In Botswana, 13 Pula 51. Kenya, the dollar is 128 shilling 40. Zambia, 23 kwacha 1. BRICS countries, $1 in Brazil is at 5.42. In Russia, 80 rubles 2. India, 90 rupee 53. China, 71.05. South Africa, 16 rand 87 cents. $1 is 75 pence to the British pound and 85 to the euro. Commodities, gold is trading at $4,344. Platinum at $1,744 per ounce. The price of Brent crude oil at $61.39 a barrel. That's all for now. For any business stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za, or you can call us on +27 11 714 4459. For Channel Africa Business, I am Chanduko Ligege.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective. We are on Open Views Audio Bouquet. Channel 628. This is The Upside for the best African vibes, groundbreaking content.
No matter the matter, RTID. Come on. Suffer for work, enjoy for heaven. This thing they happen to anyone. I come from nothing, and by many things, but this thing they happen to anyone. Yeah. I live the life that I love. I love the life that I live. Tomorrow's not promised, but I'll keep the things that I need. Love is in the air, wear face mask. No matter the matter, I'll be rich till I die. I'll be rich till I die. I'll be rich till I die. I live the life that I love. I love the life that I live. Tomorrow's not promised, but I'll keep the things that I need. Love is in the air, wear face mask. No matter the matter, oh, I'll be rich till I die. 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 I'll be rich till I die.
I love how you are acting and your ex making me money. I know, come on.
But I'll keep the things that I need. Love is in the air, wear face mask. No matter the
RTID, Rich Till I Die, Kiz Daniel. Hey, you've entered the final stretch of The Upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African perspective, with me, Tebogo, Lekhuleni, and Mmatsheko, Mosito. It's time now for What Caught Your Eye? Here's what caught my eye. I thought, and it's an interesting one, because, I enjoy sport, right? I'm a sport lover.
Sportist.
I'm a sportist, absolutely. Soccer, rugby, cricket, athletics, golf lately. Golf has been a new thing. Been enjoying golf lately. And I've been enjoying sport. But when you think about India, which sport comes top of mind?
Cricket.
Cricket? So you wouldn't think that a soccer star, would make people in India go crazy, would you?
Absolutely not.
No, of course
not. Not in a million years.
Of course not. But apparently it does, and it did. Because Lionel Messi was in India.
Doing what?
I asked the question. He was on what is called a GOAT India Tour 2025.
Interesting.
He was doing a multi-city visit across India, where he was doing a couple of public appearances, fan engagement, cultural experiences, so on and so forth. But my thing is, and it was also to promote the sport of soccer, football in India. It was a commercial and a cultural spectacle for many. And my thing is, and I said it earlier, I didn't know that people still go crazy when they see celebrities. The fanfare of Messi being in India right now is out of the world. They were filling out stadiums. And I'm talking about 50, 30, 100,000 seaters.
Wow.
Filled up, Mmatsheko. We have some African artists who struggle to fill up 20,000 seaters in Africa. But what I'm saying is Lionel Messi is on a tour, running around India. He went to Calcutta, Hyderabad, Mumbai, and New Delhi, right, to meet up with fans. And there was also a statue of him that was unveiled. But it's the people forcing themselves to be by Messi's side. I'm talking politicians, high-ranking officers. They couldn't help themselves. Messi is on the ground. Everyone wanted to get close to Messi, pushing aside little kids, Mmatsheko, little ones who wanted a picture with Messi. They couldn't get a chance because the politicians, the artists, all the big names, they wanted a picture with Messi, the GOAT. In Kolkata, it got so bad that people went there and they only saw him for about 10 minutes, 20 minutes, according to the reports there. They were so upset. They were like, we paid so much money to come and see this guy and we didn't even see him. They then went and vandalized the stadium, destroyed the seats, destroyed it. And some people are like, yeah, it's justified what they did because the politicians and the organizers, they promised to show Messi to the people, and they charged them an arm and a leg to see this Messi, and it was only about 20 minutes. And not just 20 minutes, it's only the politicians and the high-ranking officers and those celebrities who managed to get close to him. The proper fans of the sport did not get to see Messi. So if you didn't know, India are really big when it comes to soccer. They love their football players, and more importantly, they love Lionel Messi. Does it justify the violence that we're seeing and the destruction of property? No, I don't think so. But again, I ask, is there a celebrity in the world that will make people lose their hair and lose their skin and toes and nails to get close to him? I saw a video recently on TikTok. One of the management of a lodge somewhere, a hotel somewhere, got so close to Messi, but there was a little child, a little teenager, also wanted a picture, and he shoved him out of the way. This manager, it had to be one of the members of Messi's team. They're like, no, don't do that. Come, bring the child back, guys. Are we that starstruck that we lose basic decorum when we see celebrities? Anyway, that's what's happening in India right now. If you're wondering, you're saying, why is Messi? He's on a goat tour. I don't know what that means, but he's on a goat tour in India. So that's what's been trending, and that's what caught my eye.
He's the greatest of all time, baby. That story actually made me feel sad. For the fans. That didn't get their money's worth, that really didn't get, because as you say, they are the true fans of this man. They've been following his career, they follow the sport, and for them to get such an injustice, that breaks my heart. Elon Musk is back in the news. And I don't know, I think the playlist was very telepathic there for a second with Kaz Daniel and Rich Till I Die. Because Elon Musk, according to Forbes.com, just took another giant leap towards becoming the world's first trillionaire. He's now the richest man alive. Earlier this month, Musk's rocket maker SpaceX launched a tender offer that values the firm at $800 billion, up to $400 billion in August. Two of the company's investors told Forbes basically that this is what's happening. That boosts the fortune of Musk, who owns an estimated 42% of SpaceX, by $168 billion. I know these are like a lot of numbers. I'm also still trying to reconcile, because we moved from 100 billion to 800 billion. I mean, wow. It's just crazy. Wow. To see what's happening with SpaceX, and the fact that Elon Musk is now seemingly the richest man alive as you and I speak. But I'm just thinking, the world is moving in a certain direction. And I've been following a lot of what's happening astrologically intensely, actually, for the past 6 years, with North Nodes and, what we're seeing now, and these waves of awakenings, and the truth coming out, and footage, and people getting arrested with their baby oils, and all sorts of things that are coming out into the fore that was secret for a long time. But we're moving in a certain direction where, I don't know, are we going to remember the richest man alive? Because we have bigger problems. We have issues around, we've got a lot of climate pressure. We have what we now, I don't know if it's psychologically recognized, but we have climate anxiety. Every single day, you just don't know, whether your children, whether your home, whether your crops are safe. Lots of climate anxiety. Food insecurity is becoming a huge deal in the world. Widening inequality. We see it here, using South Africa as an example. Yeah. There's a lot of inequality and big gaps between the rich and the poor. I mean, the middle class is non-existent. The middle class is indebted, so they don't exist. So are we going to historically remember who the richest person was? Are we going to remember people who have changed the course of humanity with their money, with their big bucks and their expensive suits and their space rockets? Is that what we're going to remember? Or we're going to remember good-looking people? Or are we going to remember people that have planted trees? Are we going to remember people that have, regreened the African continent and other spaces that have been deforested, are those the people that we're going to remember? We're going to remember the trillionaires. That's just something you need to sit with for a second.
Well, no doubt people remember him as a visionary of note, trying to conquer the stars and the galaxies and so on and so forth. And all the monies he's making. I mean, a lot of people still attribute Elon to a man who is for the good of humanity, taking us to another level. There are a lot of people who believe that. And so many of them will remember him. I mean, we still talk about Mansa Musa, if I'm not mistaken. One of the richest people to have ever lived in the Malian Empire back in the 1300s. We still talk about him. But Elon being the first trillionaire, will people remember that? Or remember what he did, SpaceX and all the innovations and all the, going into space. But yeah, you're right. We've got bigger things to worry about. We've got more impactful conversations and people that will remember who made an impact in the world. But again, there's still a massive chunk of human beings who believe that Elon has done just that. It's now 6 minutes before 4 p.m. Central African time. That's what caught our eye, and we are about to hand over the mic to the Queen of Africa in business. That is Tami Ngubeni. Don't go anywhere.
Channel Africa is evolving, and so are you. Stay connected wherever you are with our brand new website and mobile app. Stream your favorite shows, catch up on African news, culture, and conversations, all at your fingertips.
Africa is just a tap away.
Your world, your stories, now on the go.
Stay connected wherever you are.
Visit channelafrica.co.za or download the Channel Africa app today. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Channel Africa, your voice, your sound, and your home. Stay logged right here.
Anybody who won't fight you, may they come, they already know. I'll be right beside you, like the one of Mmatsheko. They don't know, they don't know, they don't know what's going on. Monagiso, my baby boo. I'll be a soldier for you. I'm getting better in Kung Fu. You should know I got you, and you don't need to guide me too. I'll be right beside you in anything that you do. If you ever need saving, I will be running to you, running to you. I'll be running to you, running to you. Anywhere that you go to, running to you. I'll be running to you, running to you. Anywhere that you go to.
When I'm looking for trouble, it's cause I know that I got you. Wanting my best, everybody, and it's because of your Kung Fu. And anytime that I'm out of control, you hold me down. You never let go. Munagiso, my baby boo. See all the battles you'll be fighting, and I'll be right there with you. I may be small, but I'm mighty, and I go running for you. And anybody wakes up in here, don't be you, pull it up in around. And if I ever need saving, I'll be running to you.
Running to you. I'll be running to you, running to you. Anywhere that you go to, running to you. I'll be running to you, running to you. Anywhere that you go to.
That's where we're running to. Running to to you. Who's on that one? Is it, I know Simi is featured on that one, but what a banger of a song.
What a banger.
Oh, what a banger of a song. Like I said, we're going to be running to the Queen of African Business, that is Tami Ngubeni. She now joins us in studio. How are you doing, Queen?
My goodness, I'm running. Oh, what a beautiful tune,
Stunning.
right? Absolutely
Right.
amazing. Just perfect for this time of the year. Well, it is the end of the year, and what we're going to be doing this week on Africa in Business is just wrapping up some of the key industries. Today, we'll be looking at the trade sector and just looking at some of the major milestones in 2025, including obviously the tariffs, US, the end of AGOA as well. So just a trade wrap of the 2025 year. That's our main offering for today. Also looking at the rising geopolitical tensions that disrupted traditional trade relationships and increased uncertainty. So let's wrap up as we throw forward to what 2026 may have in store for us.
The year in hindsight. Also, I don't think we understand how long a year is and how many things have happened until we, listen to year-end wraps and see what the highlights were. And it gives us perspective and shapes how we then do business, I guess, in the year 2026 and beyond.
Oh, we certainly hope so. We certainly hope so.
Absolutely. Listen, 2026 is around the corner. We spoke about it a couple of weeks ago, and we said 2026 is literally knocking. It's here. We're in December now. Christmas is next week. The very next week, it's then
the new year.
So what are your hopes and aspirations for
Imagine
2026? Have you thought about them? Have you planned out the year ahead? Maybe now is the time to start planning for that. I don't know. When do people start
It just reminds me of that song, Ready or Not, Here I Come.
Here I come.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gonna find you. Ooh. I make you want me. Yes.
There you go.
There's a
2026 will find you and make you want it, whether you are ready or not. So I guess it's a time of acceptance now. Whether or not you are ready, it's a time of acceptance, and then just to plan ahead.
Yeah. It's that time when you start seeing the Christmas trees and you walk into the store and there's 2026 diaries everywhere. That's your sign to get yourself organized.
Hey, I need to get a calendar. When last have you bought a calendar?
My guest on Planting the Seed was asking me, do you guys have calendars?
Yeah, let's get a calendar.
I know when they have calendars.
Definitely is. And Lesedi FM as well.
They've got calendars. Those are great, actually.
Very beautiful
we need to get a calendar. It's 4 p.m. Central African Time. Upsiders, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Let's do this again tomorrow, same time, same place. Let's hand over now to the Queen of African Business, that is Tami Ngubeni. Bye-bye.
It's gone exactly 4 p.m. Central African Time. A very good afternoon to you, Kenya. Good afternoon, Eswatini, Tanzania. Good afternoon to you, Egypt, Eritrea, DRC. Good afternoon, Africa. Welcome to Africa in Business on Channel Africa. I'm Tami Ngubeni. Let's start off at the news desk with your latest local, continental, and international news.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Tami.